Did you know that Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast? Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone, the palm of your hand, or use a computer if you want. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you. For Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with absolutely no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Start by downloading the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. That's ANCHOR.fm to get started.
Okay. Go ahead, everybody. Check out Ronisha's.
3, 4, 5. That was just the little intro testing so I can sync things up with the video.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Hello.
It's your boy YS93.
All right, this is your boy Ice, aka LA Styles, also known by my regular government. You already know Leonard Anderson. We got Young Soldier 93 in here, along with our girl Ronisha 02. You just call her Ish. Don't call her Ro. Don't definitely call her Ro. Leave it at Ish, or you gonna have problems.
Facts.
Ish, you there?
Yes, I am. How you doing?
What's going on?
Not much. What's up, Soldier?
What is it?
Man, look, listen. We about to start this off. You know what I mean? Hey, hold on. We stop this. Stop the recording, bro. You gotta hit.
We got edits. We got edits for all this.
Ah, fuck this shit. I like that.
I mean, it's raw. You know what I mean? We are the initiated. Me, Soldier, and Isha are of the initiated. If you didn't know.
Man, look, listen. I'm a professional.
Speak your mind,
we be on here cussing all the time. We be on Xbox Live. If you want to catch us, we talk about this shit all the time.
Fake, man.
I'm going to be real with you, okay? So if you got little
hello guys, how's everybody doing? Today we're going to be discussing 3 topics that are going to last around about 10 minutes.
Okay, we already warned your ass. We just letting you know where we coming from.
Oh, she got kicked out. We having technical errors already.
Or whatever the hell you want to call it.
Most likely.
But we gonna be real. All right?
See, man, this is not professional, bro.
We're gonna get Ronisha back in here. She's still in here.
Recording in progress. Oh, she gone.
Now she back again.
Yeah.
Good thing it doesn't miss a mark. Nobody. Probably your phone screen.
Y'all hear me talking?
Nope. Nah. But it showed it here when your stuff went gray.
Like I said, if you got your kids listening, you need to take their ass into another room. We're gonna be exclusive. You know, we R-rated, M-rated, PT-ated, whatever the hell you want to call it. We gonna just keep it real.
Facts. So our first topic of the day, again, I'm LA. Call me LA. That's Soldier. You call him Soldier for short, and that's Ish. Our first topic of the day, which is going to be probably, I would think it would be short, but it's probably not going to be because there's a lot more to it. First thing on today's table, and we are a gaming podcast majority, but we do talk about real life stuff all the time. All right, so we're going to be in and out of stuff. We're going to try to stick with 3 topics, and then wherever it goes outside of those 3 is just where it goes. All right, so the first topic is Xbox, my words, is Xbox fucking up with lack of exclusives. Now, how this goes is once I spit off a topic, I will give the group, along with the audience, context into what I mean by the statement or question I just said. All right, so in this case, it's Xbox fucking up with lack of exclusives. Going off that. Xbox has been known for the past, couple years or so, not to really have as many exclusives as the competition, whether it's Nintendo, which is in a Switch form right now, or Sony in their PlayStation 4. Everybody knows that, right? Doesn't stop people from playing the Xbox at all. Now, in my perception, right, they have had opportunities where they've had a lot of games or could have a lot of games and they didn't snag or pick up, buy, or create anything. My personal opinion. Going back to many years ago, Not a whole lot, but it was a few years ago when THQ closed. And I think majority of people know THQ for making WWE. They made Saints Row. They made a lot. They had the what was it?
Darksiders, Homefront,
What was the Guerrilla
Destroy
game?
All
Red
Humans.
Faction. Like they had a nice size category of games. All right. I was one of the first ones, in my personal opinion, thinking Microsoft is going to snag some of these. If not, buy the whole studio, because at that time they lacked studios on top of that to make these first party titles. They didn't do nothing that I know of. They didn't do nothing, right? So what brings this up is, I don't know if a lot of people know, but Warner Brothers Interactive is, I don't know if just Warner Brothers is cutting them or if the game inside of it is going bankrupt. I'm assuming Warner Brothers just wants to get out of the gaming industry from what it looks like, right? They wanted to just stop making games and then just do their movies like they've been doing. See, the thing about Warner Brothers is, with their connection with movies, pretty much majority of the games they make is almost movie based, or like not necessarily movie based, but characters out of movies based. I.e., the entire Batman series, which people think are great games. They do Mortal Kombat, and they got the Lord of the Rings series. And I think people love all three of those. So for them to be getting out, I'm just assuming that they just want to get out of video games for whatever reason. Maybe they just cutting whatever, you know what I mean? Who knows? That's neither here nor there. This came up maybe a couple weeks ago, a few weeks ago, maybe about a month ago. It's probably when it hit the public that this was happening. Again, I'm assuming Microsoft finna make a move. I would buy the entire catalog or license the entire catalog. If they're going to get rid of the entire Warner Brothers Interactive, I would just go buy Warner Brothers Interactive. Change their name to whatever it is, because I'm pretty sure they're not going to be Warner Brothers anymore, since they're not under Warner Brothers anymore. But I would buy the company that's already making the games, because they know how to make the games, and I would keep the license or renew the license to everything that they're making. Microsoft could
especially
make
Mortal
all
Kombat.
first-party titles. Especially Mortal Kombat. Like, you know how big that would be if Mortal Kombat and the Batman games, or Mortal Kombat and the Shadow of Mordor games, was exclusive. That's even if you just put Mortal Kombat, that's a big heavy hitter of an exclusive for fighting games. And I haven't heard of them doing anything. Now, again, I'm not saying that they haven't. I haven't heard anything, but it wouldn't even be a talk. Like, in my personal opinion, if I was behind Microsoft or behind Xbox, there's no way Warner Brothers Interactive would still be on the market. I'd have bought them as soon as I heard that they was for sale, or as soon as I heard their catalog was for sale. I'd have made that decision. So that's me talking long enough. That's my context. Again, it don't seem like Xbox is really into maybe getting exclusive or building exclusive. I don't know, man. How y'all feel about? Because we all own Xboxes here. We all play majority on Xbox. Me and Soldier play on PC. Isha play on PC every now and again, but she's really an Xbox player. Me, I'm an Xbox and PC player. I also have a PS4 that I haven't played in I don't know how long. Soldier's in the same boat. Xbox PC player, really don't play PS4. So we are all coming from Xbox mainly. How do y'all feel, being Xbox players and Xbox owners? Do y'all feel like, do Xbox need, quote unquote, need more exclusives? Would you like them to have more exclusives? Does it not matter? Do you feel like they've had missed opportunities? Soldier?
My personal opinion, I'm gonna be honest with you. Them purchasing games for exclusivity, it really doesn't mean that much to me. Only for the sole reason is it feels like you're keeping just a specific fan base over to one side. You know what I mean? I want everybody. I want the PC, I want the PlayStation, and I want the Xbox crew to all be under one umbrella, to all three of us enjoy the games. I don't feel like it should be exclusive to one system, in my honest opinion. Because
so you don't
if it
care for
doesn't sell
exclusive
too
at
well,
all, is what you're saying.
yeah, it doesn't matter to me. I would love for it to be on the open market for everybody to purchase. And I hate like when PlayStation they had a Call of Duty. I forget which Call of Duty they had when it was exclusive for like what a couple months or something. They had like the first launch date. I can only imagine them and their player base being at a lower level of active players during that time. But if they would have had a launch date where everybody was incorporated under that umbrella, you know how many people would be on there? It'll be crazy. And I just feel like no game should be exclusive, even though it does give an incentive to buy a specific system.
Yeah, that's I
But
feel
that's
the
just my
same
opinion.
way.
I feel
That
like it should be open.
yeah, because I feel as though they're like what I was saying last night to you and another lady in the party, Ice, with the Xbox and computer games and stuff. That's why I be on PC a lot, is because I feel as though PC has a lot of content, a lot of new games, a lot of stuff that you can do on there. And Xbox and even PlayStation, they has the same games. You selling me the same game that I fucking played 5 or 6 years ago. I don't want to play the same fucking game. I want to. Nope. Yeah, I do want the sequel to it, but I want some better content. I don't want to play Mafia 3 on a new system. Yeah, I want to fucking play the thing, but I want to play it. What do you call it? Where you just go ahead and have a brand new fucking title, brand new fucking game. You know, make it better, make it more open, make it more, like Soldier said, fan based and whatnot. Make it beautiful. Just don't keep giving me the same motherfucking thing over and over and have me paying the same amount that I paid about 5 years ago. It don't make no sense to me. All right.
So is your argument for exclusivity, or is it for them making the same game over and over again and bringing out the same thing like they did with Grand Theft Auto across
Yeah,
the generations?
yeah. It's the same thing. It's I'm arguing for both parties. I'm tired of like what I'm trying to say is I don't want to get on a new console and play Grand Theft Auto 5. Give me a Grand Theft
I
Auto
agree.
6, you know, come up with some new games, better content. Don't keep giving me the same motherfucking game because I'm tired of it. I'm not going to sit up there and, okay, I played WWE 2K13 and go to a new console. Oh, this has better graphics and stuff, and play that. No, make me a whole brand new fucking game. Quit the lagging. Quit listening on people's parties and stuff, and fix the motherfucking game. Fix the whole game, the whole console. Fix it all because I'm tired of we could be in parties and have a chat and then we get kicked out with not the person that fucking the party leader kick you out, but the whole motherfucking system. Or you fucking go on to the damn thing and your fucking Xbox just happens to turn off or some shit. Ain't nobody got time for that. People want to fucking play the damn thing. They spend their money. They spend 60, 70 motherfucking dollars to 100 fucking dollars, maybe 300. You know, even on the fucking console when they fucking play they fucking go out and they buy the motherfucking Xbox. They spending $700 and $800 for this shit. Make it where people don't be lagging and fucking get kicked out of their game or parties. If you gonna do some shit, fix the damn shit. Stop listening on people's parties. Worry about who cussing and who saying shit. Stop doing that. Cause people gonna say what the fuck they wanna say.
I'm gonna have to cut you off right here. You on like 10 different topics.
I know, I know. I mean, I'm
You
just
on like 10 different
he
Yeah,
he
topics,
go
man.
in,
said
man.
Microsoft and Xbox. I'm giving what I feel.
As I know she's passionate about it. I understand, but to reel it in to exclusivity, It also
But in this case, though, right? Because although some people, okay, take Soldier for instance, would want every game or almost every game on every console, which would be like Nintendo,
because it adds more to the
Sony,
catalog.
Xbox, and PC. But then if
Mhm.
you do that, then what reason is it to buy a Nintendo, a PS4, an Xbox, or a PC? I
Mm.
think those exclusives is what pulls you. You know what I mean? Like if every game was on every system, then why wouldn't everybody just buy a PC if I can get everything? Why would I? Why would I have to buy a Xbox or PS4
Because some
or
people
PlayStation?
like the controllers,
Or
they
but
Yeah,
you
like
can
some
use those
people
for
like
free.
the interface. Some people like the styling of it. Some people go on the aesthetic appearance of the Xbox. Some people prefer the aesthetic appearance of the
See,
PlayStation.
but then here's
It's
where
a
you messed up
variety.
because if you me or if you other people and you be like, you know what, I'm just
You
gonna
just
get the
want the game
PC
to
because the
game.
PC is where I'm gonna get the power at. The PC graphics is gonna be higher than the consoles. I'm gonna go
Mhm.
to where I'm gonna get the most bang for my buck. But if I do that and all my friends start doing that, then that's gonna pull more people towards the PC because my friends that's on the out don't want an Xbox because we not on Xbox. All his friends that he played with is on PC. So all his friends that he played with is on PS4. And if PS4 and Xbox have the same thing, then I might as well get a PS4 so I can play with my friends. What reason is there for me to get an Xbox? If I can't even say that they even have different games that I really am interested in.
Mhm.
I think the exclusive things was, hey, look what we got that the other console don't got. Come here to play these. Just like Nintendo. If the Mario, if the whole Nintendo first party titles was on other systems, I doubt Nintendo sales would be what they are.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? If I could play all Nintendo's game on the Xbox with the Xbox controller, I wouldn't buy Nintendo. There would be no need for me to buy Nintendo.
Mhm.
But I think they keep their stuff exclusive the way they are because if you want to play those games, you have to buy Nintendo.
So like
That's how you
Xbox
get sales.
got Forza, and that's a big fan base for some of the racing community, which is
But that's what
why
I'm saying. Is that enough?
you got Gran
In
Turismo.
your opinion,
Is it
is the
enough?
exclusives that Xbox have enough to
They don't
keep
really have
us
that
or
many. They
keep you with
don't really have that
buying the
much.
Xbox over the next few generations?
No, absolutely not. The only the only exclusive game that I actually enjoy is Forza. I don't really mess with Gears of War, Sea of Thieves, Halo. Halo done died after what is that, ODST or whatever. I haven't I haven't touched a Halo game in a while.
Well, they have five. They got five Guardians.
Yeah, but I think I stopped playing that ODST. But I mean, other than that, State of Decay, I played that a little bit and lost interest within a couple days.
See, but
Titan,
here's the thing,
Why did you
because
lose
Microsoft
interest?
is games is just having shorter lifespans nowadays, to be honest.
I agree.
But in this time, right? Microsoft is not, and this is why I feel some type of way really towards Microsoft is that you're not just a owner, you're not just a company that owns Xbox. Microsoft is a developer and a game producer. Like they produce. So like when you look at Forza, it was developed and
By
produced
Microsoft
by
Studios.
Microsoft
Right.
Studios.
Hmm.
So if I'm looking at that, that shows me that you're active in making games.
Hmm.
So you know about making games, you care about making games, or you wouldn't be making games at all. You just, you know what I mean? Let everybody else make the games. Why do you have a development studio? So to some degree, you care about first party games
Hmm.
because you could contract another studio to make any type of game that you wanted. You know what I mean? Like Forza don't have to be made in house; it can be made at house and still be an exclusive to Microsoft. Why do Microsoft have to make it? Same thing with Halo. You didn't have to buy Bungie or you know what I mean? What was it 434, 343, whatever it is, studios. You didn't have to buy them. You could have just contracted the work. Hey, we need y'all. We're gonna pay y'all to make this game and to keep it updated over a period of time. You don't have to buy them. You know what I mean? So the fact that you own your own studio and own your own development team shows me that you care about first party games. And if that's the case, why you don't take the action to get more first party games? If you kind of understand, especially when they're on the market to get, you don't even have to make the games or come up with a whole new idea. People out here selling their games. Like, you know how big it would have been when THQ went down if you'd have bought THQ. You could have WWE wrestling as an exclusive. You could have had Saints Row as an exclusive. You could have had Red Faction as an exclusive. Like there could. I'm not saying you necessarily would have had to make them exclusive. You could have had it on all consoles if you just want a bigger fan base. But if I'm looking at, I have no exclusive versus Sony having maybe 15 exclusive. Hey man, I'm making all 7 of these exclusive because I gotta build a catalog to counter theirs. And I feel like they keep on dropping the ball. And if that's the case, if I gotta feel like that, then my question would be, why are you dropping the ball? Do you just not care about exclusive no more? Or are you banking on the new Game Pass situation bringing in new customers? Because I'm looking at like, we're going to be losing people. The more you focus on other things, I feel like the Xbox player base is going to get lower. Not saying we're going to lose a whole lot, but I feel like there's too many reasons to go other places. You know what I mean? I can go to PlayStation, get a lot of exclusives. I can go to Nintendo, get a lot of exclusives. Although I doubt anybody would get rid of their super hardware, which is like the Sony and Xbox, just for Nintendo. You'll get that also with your Xbox or, you know what I mean, or your PlayStation. But I feel like in coming generations, there's less and less reasons to get or to own an Xbox. Or just go to PC. A lot of people going to PC. You rebuild another PC right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to play my own PC more. Yeah, I'm playing a lot of my Xbox games on my PC.
Mm-hmm.
So as the PC come along with the games and Microsoft, and it's like they're putting a lot more work into the Microsoft side of the games on PC than they are onto the Xbox. You making it easier for me, and I'm not saying you shouldn't be. You're making it easier for me to just go to PC than play the Xbox.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they even got the Game Pass now on the PC on the PC side as a trial starting. So I mean,
and
once
you
they
giving me
get
games
out, the bugs worked out,
that would be Microsoft exclusive, or giving me games that otherwise is not in the Steam or these other game launchers, putting them in those also in the Game Pass, so I get those too.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm getting just a bigger catalog of games on PC than almost any other system. Now I'm not telling people to go to PC. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying like Microsoft on the list of the game consoles. I think you over time are pushing yourself down the numbers.
As far as
Instead of you and PlayStation being like number 1 and PC being possibly 2 and then Nintendo being like 3, I feel like PlayStation is probably 1. Actually, PC is probably 1 right now. PlayStation is probably 2, and you're probably definite 3. You know what I mean? Instead of y'all being like you and the other hardcore console, which is your direct competition, the PlayStation, being kind of neck and neck. I feel like now you're getting a little bit under them, and PC surpass y'all both by having their own catalog along with access to a lot of both of y'all catalogs.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. That's just my thought on it, man. I feel like
other different types of services that allow you to pay a subscription, like Ubisoft, Steam, Xbox with their Game Pass now. Like you get pretty much any game that you want on the PC. But in hindsight, there's a lot of people that are not hardcore gamers. Like some of the other people. Some people just want to come home, pick up the controller, press a little button, beep, everything works perfectly. Don't nobody want to go through, oh man, I gotta update this, I gotta update BIOS, I gotta do all this other stuff. Ain't nobody got time for that. People just want to pick up the controller, play their NBA 2K, Madden, whatever, and just chill
out.
So I think that market will not go. That market.
No, I'm not looking for it to go. I don't think the console market will go. I just think like as more people get into gaming, right? It's almost going to be a time where it's going to be you need to get a PC. Oh, you want to play video games? Get a PC. Oh, you want a console? Well, get the PlayStation. You know what I mean? Because Xbox is going down the numbers as number 3, right? So if I'm thinking, hey, I also want that pick up and play. Oh, well, it's 3 consoles. Which one should I get? Well, if you got a PC,
got the same thing.
You already got everything on Xbox, so get the PlayStation.
Well, I think PlayStation or Xbox play more better than this, that, and the third. You got people out there that's like, okay, that I go by Xbox, I go by PlayStation, and I get that,
Like in the case when these generations of the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, when they first initially came out, the thing that made me make the switch over from the Xbox 360 to get the PlayStation 4 first was the hope that you and everybody else would follow me over there to the PlayStation side. So the community also is a major factor within the consoles and the PC.
See, but that's why I went into a little earlier. As people go
It's
to
more than just the exclusivities. It's the whole economy of the community and the system.
see, but I've said this before. In my personal opinion, I like the community of Xbox more than the rest.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I
It's more
think further
livelier.
into it, the core of your community is your friends.
Mm-hmm.
The whole reason I came back to Xbox, and I had the PS4 first,
Mm-hmm.
I came back to Xbox is because a lot of my people didn't get the PlayStation. They was on Xbox.
Right.
So I went
Same
back. But that goes into what I was saying earlier. As the time go and people feel like there's a less need for Xbox and they go other places, eventually their friends are going to go with them. Because they're going to start, hey man, my people over there. I ain't got nobody to play with over here. And you ain't really giving me a reason to be over here. You know what I mean?
So I'm gone.
So, you know what I mean? And I just deal with whatever I got to deal with over there. I don't know, man. This is my 2 cents. I feel like they be dropping the ball on some easy calls to make. Like it's not hard. I would have bought those. And you wouldn't have to worry about the whole talk about exclusives in the first place. You know what I mean? You could have negated the whole thing, and it's not like y'all don't have the money to do it.
No, trust me, they do.
Out of the game companies, you're the biggest. You're
They
the biggest,
got it.
biggest one. You know what I mean? Like even if you
They
think
got
about how Microsoft got into the game with motherboards, they other systems run off damn near technology you made.
right.
How you getting outdone by them?
Mm-hmm.
It don't make sense. You have way deeper pockets. You're backed by one of the richest men in the world. And
That
you,
goes back to
to a
what I
degree,
said
losing to
before.
the
It ain't nothing but a
competition,
bunch of monopoly. Ain't nothing but a
it don't
bunch
make
of
sense
monopoly.
to me. So I'll be disappointed in Microsoft sometimes. Again, I'm not the one that needs first person titles though. I'm on Xbox because I like Xbox. I like the controller. I like the community, mainly my guys. I kind of like even the UI, and it's been updated. For those of you who don't know, I am in a pre-build though, in the alpha build. So my dash might look a little bit more different than people that's not. But if you in any of the app, the preview builds, you will know that the dashboard is getting better. So UI is nice. How everything looks is getting way better, way more streamlined.
Fresh.
It looks slick, and that goes into, you know what I mean, with just navigating things. It's there's a lot of things that's good about it. I just feel like overall as a whole, I would like to keep the community, and I feel like we're going to be losing people the less they focus on getting exclusive games. And then got to be like, I don't need 50 exclusive games on Xbox.
No,
I
I
probably got
mean at least a couple good ones.
but a good 10.
Mm-hmm. Not just
You know what I mean?
Halo and Forza.
Yeah, that's all you got.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
those are like the breadwinners right there.
Oh, you got your what? The State of Decay.
Who plays State of
But
Decay?
but then your other games, see, but the problem with State of Decay, and this is a whole other thing, this is just something simple, real quick, couple seconds, is it's not a every year iteration type of game.
Mm-hmm.
Like Forza Horizon or Forza Motorsport is. You know what I mean? So, and they kind of alternating right now, but at least every year you would normally get a Forza game. You know what I mean? A new iteration of the racing game. State of Decay is not an every year game. Like, I think the last two came out. We only own two. The original one came out on like 360. Come on now. So, and that's not they only exclusive. They got some more, especially if you go in the Game Pass. They got some stuff. Y'all make sure to check out the Game Pass. But I don't know, man. I just wish it was some more exclusive. And I know they got the money, the reach, the power to do it. I just don't know why they do it. It irritates me, to be honest.
I mean, just to go hard back on Call of Duty when they had the time exclusive, Welcome Xbox wasn't the one to be like, nah, we doing it. bring your ass here. But
Bring your ass here,
they
boy.
didn't. But they didn't. Why? Why aren't they doing a lot of things? I don't know. They got the money, they got the financial backing for it. So what is the issue for them not to be like, you know what? Hey, we want to get Uncharted. We want to license that now. We want to do that. We want to get the PlayStation exclusives to come on over to the Xbox. How much does it cost? How much is that game making PlayStation, making Sony?
Well, let's go
How
to
much is God of War making Sony? We may be interested in buying y'all out because God of War is nice.
but it's a Sony exclusive, as in it's made by Sony.
Yeah,
Sony's not
but
gonna sell you a game that they
sell you the
made.
rights.
Nah, they ain't messing with y'all. They trying to get
Go
rid
ahead,
of you.
sell the rights, man.
They want to get rid of you. They ain't trying to help you.
Hey,
You
money
gotta help
talks.
yourself.
Talks. Money
But okay,
talks,
so
man.
let's go to your boys. We'll come back to this another day. Hopefully, when some things change, we'll see what happens with the sale of Warner Brothers Interactive and their licensing to everything that they got over there. All right, on to your boy. Topic 2: GTA 6 possibilities. So we're gonna let you, you know what I mean, go ahead and speak about it. It's something that you wanted to get into. Talk to the people.
All right, so
Give us your context so we know how you feel and what you're talking about, so we can put our 2 cents in.
I gotta get my deep voice on.
It's one of Isha's favorite game. Everybody, if you don't know, you know what I mean. I'm a keep it real 100. You know what I mean. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real. Which one you want? You want the PG-13 real, or you want the mature rated?
Nah,
The mature rated is Isha is a certified killer. She
What?
kill, steal all day. That's all she do.
spend too much money on
And she still
prostitutes.
kill and
That's the
build.
thing.
That's it. If it ain't nothing she can build some stuff in like Ark, if it ain't something she can kill somebody in like GTA, if it ain't something that she can steal in like Red Dead, she don't play it. I'm gonna keep it honest. I'm told this
Why you put
that's
my
one thing.
business all out there?
You're a virtual criminal, habitual criminal,
You need to know who they dealing with.
a
She
virtual.
innocent. Don't let the voice fool you. She would rob the fuck out of you in the Red Dead. She all in your crib, all in your tent, taking your lanterns, soap, anything that's not nailed down. Taking the motherfucking saddle off your horse. Like, she just don't care.
Did not take the
She
fat
would.
off
I
your
didn't say she did anything. I said she would. I've seen her do shit. Keeping it real. Okay, go ahead, soldier. I'm going to interrupt. It's about GTA 6. Now, I said all that to say GTA is a big franchise for probably all three of us, actually. I think we all have content on it outside of Isha, but Isha is probably one of her most played games.
Please don't be believing him.
Hey, listen. You see her hop in your lobby? Get the fuck up out of there.
Y'all ain't got a rough for me.
Hey, soldier, we can't hear you if you're talking.
All right, so now imagine it going back to GTA Vice City, sweet old Miami, with the vibes, the beaches, women, the seagulls
The
pooping on
women.
cars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They out here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just imagine that, and go ahead and God, hold on, y'all.
Now you hold on.
Just imagine that, man. Because look, this game GTA 5 been out for too goddamn long, 6, 7 years, several years of the same location. No matter what you put into that game, it will not make it that much more better than what it already is. It's not. But GTA 6 could pick up where GTA 5 left off. It should. You already got the infrastructure. You already got the houses.
Pick up by how though? You gotta tell the people. What do you mean? It can pick up where it left off.
It could pick up where it left off, as in map expansions. They should be able to put in a development system. Hey, man, look, we got this part of the map right here where you can travel from San Andreas to
You
back to
mean
Florida.
like
That'll be nice. That'll be nice. That'll
yeah,
be a
like
nice touch.
San
That
Andreas?
way, like, hey man, look, I don't want to be over here in Miami no more. I'm trying to go back to San Andreas and fly jet bikes. I want them to bring in some new software to allow that to happen for you to transfer from map to map. That'll be nice. But I really do want the next GTA to be in Miami, which it
And
should
a
be in.
better way to get money, you know, because
Mm,
it's crazy.
I think they should add more value to the money that you're getting, because that's something where I personally think GTA 5 just kind of just kicked the bucket and they said screw it. If you out there killing military personnel and you only getting paid $2,500, that's nah. Like the economy in GTA 5 is fucked. Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And then they just went off the hinge with the obscene amount of military vehicles and flying bikes and hovering cars, and it converted itself over to Saints Row.
Yep.
It feels like a Saints Row game. Ain't gonna lie. And I hope GTA 6 doesn't become that. Yeah, it adds new elements to the game and it's fun, but when you got people trying to actually get money like you, Ronisha, you lose your mind.
Yeah.
You got somebody
And
above you
he's
flying.
telling the truth because one thing I hate is when I play Grand Theft Auto and I'm trying to make money and motherfuckers just come blow my shit up and whatnot. If you look, I understand that it's a gameplay for everybody. You know, you go around, oh yeah, my thing is I want to go and kill motherfuckers. That's fine and dandy. But if you see a person that's trying to run a fucking business and trying to get some money, you don't know if that person ain't got a lock of piss on that fucking game. Don't fuck with them because you know you going back and forth to kill and kill and kill. Y'all just wasting motherfucking ammo and fucking money because you gotta go back to the damn store and get the motherfucking ammo. Motherfuckers that's trying to fucking work, they don't have no money to get that, so they just getting killed over and over and over again and again
And
because they
they
trying to
make it
run a
easy
business.
because of the stuff. They make it easier, and it's annoying. Like, all right, let's just say you all the way at the top of the south of the map, or top of the south. Jesus Christ, top of the north of the map, and you fly all the way down to the south. You can get there with a hovering bike in like a minute and a half to go stop somebody's businesses. Ah, man, cut that out. We don't want. I personally don't want that in GTA 6. I want vehicles that are land vehicles to be land vehicles. I don't need no hovering cars from Back to the Future and all this other stuff. Don't nobody need that.
So is this about? So is your
And also,
concern about
I want
what
more access
what we're
to
going to get?
businesses, to housing developments.
Make it more realistic, you know.
Yeah, I want a realistic vibe to it. I mean, they got the shops nice and settled on GTA 5, which I like. But I want to be able to buy like an actual house instead of an apartment, along with having
Buying
more
food and
out the gate
gaining
customizable.
weight, losing weight, cut,
Yeah,
make
like
your,
go back to the San Andreas where you had the sex appeal, you had the weight gain, you could go to the gym. I want them to bring the lifestyle back into GTA 6.
So you want a more simulation GTA?
Yes,
All right. So all right, let me put mine in. Let me put mine in. Hold on.
because that was another
So
fun part about the previous Grand Theft Autos.
I feel like you're not going to get another GTA for about 3 years, maybe about 3 years. Now, as far as GTA 5 is, um, GTA 5 was supposed to die 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, when Red Dead released. It was supposed to die. So I get people feel some type of way now, but I think if you look at their roadmap for when Red Dead released, I feel like they felt like a lot of the player base was going to switch over to Red Dead. So GTA would be what GTA was. Um, and just, you know what I mean? It would have been what it was going to be. The problem was Red Dead, and this is the fault of the studio. Red Dead wasn't what it was supposed to be. So people was kind of forced to continue to play GTA if you wanted to play that type of space of a game. You know what I mean? If you want the open world, doing whatever, driving cars, shooting, robbing people, getting money, spending money, the high life. You know what I mean? Just you had to play GTA. Because Red Dead wasn't ready. And then why it wasn't ready, you have to talk to your boys about that, because I don't even think we got the online portion to some time after the game actually released, which was crazy because you
It
already
was
had
like
the blueprint
another
in
half a
GTA
year or
5.
something.
Huh?
Was it like another half a year?
Man, it was something ridiculous. But I don't know. If we going by the every 5 year, and for those of y'all who don't know, most of Rockstar's games have been taken. The open world games have been taking about 5 years in between each other. If you go back about 5 years, as far as the latest go, there was years between what we ended up getting with Red Dead Redemption 1 and Grand Theft Auto 4, going into after that latest iteration. It took them 5 years, or almost 5 years, to give us GTA 5. GTA 5 was in the works for a while. Then when that came out, it took them 5 years after that to give us Red Dead. And I think that's probably the space that they're in now. I think it could possibly get worse.
What do you mean by
With
that?
the time period. With the time period. Depends on what the people want. And I say that because if you look at the specs of the new system, they're going for bigger and better. Open worlds can be seamless. So in the new system, you can almost have probably 2 to 3 GTA 5 size maps in one game without a loading. That would, if it took them 5 years to make that game, if they're going to do something on the scale of something bigger to 2 to 3 times the size, it's probably going to take them longer. I would assume. Now for GTA 6, who knows when they started making GTA 6? If they spent 5 years making Red Dead, and maybe they didn't even start really working on GTA 6 until Red Dead came out, Red Dead is only finna hit 2 years. It's only finna hit 2 years.
And the game's damn near dead already.
So if it takes them, if it took them 5 years to make 5 and 5 years to make Red Dead 2, I would assume it's probably gonna take them about 5 years to make GTA 6, whatever it's going to be. If we almost at the 2 year mark, then I would assume it's going to at least take them 3 more years to finish GTA 6 and give it to us. And that's if it's the same size as these games now. If we want more, it's probably going to take longer. And I'm not saying we should want more. I'm not saying we should want less. But it's just my 2 cents on the time frame of when we get it. I don't think we're going to get a GTA anytime soon. I don't know why a lot of people be talking about it on the internet, about what's going to happen to it, what's going to be in it. For the most part, people be doing entire videos on it, like Mr. Boss for the Win. He do entire videos on it, like all year. He done did like 20
all
videos
year.
on it.
Man, he was making GTA 6 content back in 2012 when the game was released.
The game
we
ain't
gonna
nowhere.
have this and we gonna have that. He be lying.
Well, he ran out of stuff to do in GTA 5 and Red Dead.
I don't mean the crushes is what you call it, but he be lying on there. Oh, we gonna hear this, we gonna do this and whatnot. Man, stop lying. You don't know nothing that we don't know.
Why you gotta come at him like that? Each guy.
I'm just being real.
He just trying to make his content, get his money. You know what I mean?
Content. Stop lying to folks. That's how you gonna lose your fan base. Stop lying to folks. I feel some type of way about that.
That's just his predictions. He ain't lying. He don't know. You know what I mean? This is what he hoped for. He giving people false hope. But yeah, to me, in my personal, he was talking about GTA 6 too early. Way too early. Now we getting about halfway through. I mean, I can kind of see we getting close to that talk, and I think the talk
Oh, but
has come up earlier than it would have because of the failure of Red Dead. If Red Dead was what it was, and we was getting that content like we should be getting, like we all want for Red Dead, like the fan base of GTA is there for Red Dead.
mm-hmm.
They're both the same games, different time periods. Keeping it real. As much as I love GTA, and it's not like my favorite game of all time or nothing, but as much as I love to play GTA, like I love to be in the open world, doing this, doing that, whatever the case is, I feel the exact same way about Red Dead. I don't even mind the horses or the time period. I feel the same way about Red Dead. The downside about it is we didn't get the content that we eventually got in GTA for Red Dead. People would be playing Red Dead right now if we had the content, and we wouldn't even be talking about GTA 6. At least some people would, because they want the more modern game, the modern day game. Let me say it like that. I wouldn't mind playing Red Dead. I love 1. I love 2. It just ain't nothing to do no more 2. But as far as GTA 6 go, I don't know where they're gonna take it. I mean, could it be back in Vice City days or Vice City area, like the Miami or
I'm
Vegas?
tired of New York. I'm tired of San Andreas.
But okay, so let's go back for those of y'all who probably don't know context on the concept of the GTA 6 possibilities. Is when GTA 4 came out, GTA 4 was said to be, and I don't want to put this on Rockstar because I can't remember now because it's been so long, but I know it was said to be the last GTA because they were supposed to go to GTA Online. That's when GTA Online was supposed to start. That was put out there.
Mm.
And they were just supposed to expand GTA Online. Well, the blueprint or the foundation of what GTA Online for 4 was, it wasn't flawed, but going into the next generation of consoles, keep in mind GTA 4 came out, or GTA 5 came out on like right before the new consoles came out. GTA 5 was coming in when things was changing, and they had put that out like this is gonna be what it is, and people just already saw like there's a lot of stuff missing in GTA. I want to say I'm gonna say it like this: GTA 4 online and GTA 5 online, because I want to say GTA online, but then some people might be thinking of the online now. It's two different types. It was two different ones to a degree. GTA 4 online and GTA 5 online, two different online experiences. GTA 4 online, there was nothing to do. Almost literally nothing to do. You couldn't go in any buildings. Like you could fly helicopters, you could steal cars. The population was super low. Like it was really just filled with the players. The players, that's it. That's what made GTA Online.
Players and buzzards.
8 people in there. That was your whole GTA Online experience. Y'all ride around shooting at each other, jumping in cars, shooting at each other, stealing helicopters, shooting at each other. That's all you was doing. There was no missions. There was no heists. There was no love interest. You couldn't have girlfriends. You couldn't there was no side missions, plot. You know what I mean? Like there was nothing. It was supposed to be. It was just a single box of we're gonna give you the GTA 4 campaign world, and then just let these 8 people or whatever the case go in and do whatever they want to. But it wasn't.
I think it was like 16. It was something like that. Was it 8 people?
It was something like that. I'm just gonna say 8 because that's half of what we you know what I mean kind of got now, kind of. But it was originally on 360, so it wasn't. I don't think it was a shitload of people. I can't remember exactly what the number was. I probably could look it up. Soldier, if you want to look it up, see how many people was in GTA 4 online. But it was flawed. It was a flawed system, and no, you can't go further on what that was. So 5 was kind of put in production out of necessity. It had to be made. 5 had to be made because you couldn't keep making content for that game. Again, we're talking about the lack of everything. Again, like even GTA 5 at least gave you open buildings you can go in, but it was like that in the campaign. Like a lot of the buildings you can go in the campaign, so it was nothing to do it in the online. You have to do a whole lot of work in GTA 4 to make it the future because a lot of stuff you didn't it wasn't built into the game itself. You know what I mean? Like if you don't have access to no buildings and then you go on the online, you still have access to no buildings. How do you change that? You would have to fundamentally change the foundation of the game for people to have access to that, which means you almost got to make a whole new game because you don't have access to nothing. Now, if you want 8 people in here, or 10 people in here, then you need to make a whole lot. You can't just open the doors to 1 or 2 buildings, 5 buildings, an entire city or an entire state.
Mm-hmm.
So you would have to change the game. So GTA 5 was a necessity. It had to be made. But look at the online we got because of it. Then it was almost kind of put out to where GTA 5 might be it as far as the campaigns go. And then there's just going to be GTA Online. This is what they tried to do with 4, or was said that they tried to do with 4, right? So now it's the new 4. It's the campaign now. We gave you the proper online. This is what it is going forward. So I really wouldn't be surprised. I said Willie, what the hell? Wouldn't be surprised if GTA Online was just it. Like they would give us new content, maybe new maps or whatever. But like, do y'all really think they're gonna make a GTA 6? About GTA 6, I'm not counting online. Not saying that they won't. This is a legit question. Do y'all really think they're gonna make a GTA 6? Like with the campaign story, you know what I mean? Like the whole 9 characters. Do you feel like they really need to? If they already got GTA Online the way it is? Or
I
can
feel
they
like
just
they don't
update
need
the
to.
online?
I feel like they don't need to, for the sole fact of online is doing so well and has brought in a whole bunch of somewhat passive income, especially with the shark cards. They're killing it right now. AKA vulture cards in Red Dead. Uh, they're killing it right now with the online. So they in all in all honesty, there would be no reason for them to introduce a campaign into GTA 6. They can just go jump straight into a boom. Here's the sandbox. Here's the online missions. Go out there, make your own story, have fun.
Yeah,
So,
my thing is
Now,
with that.
even
Go ahead.
GTA 5 story was decent. GTA 5 story was decent. You know, I like the fact that you had the capability of switching from Michael to Trevor to Franklin. You know, and they all had like their own obviously personalities and they had their own vices and in life and everything they had to go through. But I mean, other than that, like it was a solid story. So I want a GTA 6 story. I want it to be like a mafia type. You know, that would be dope,
Exactly. Like what is?
especially with it being in Miami.
I wouldn't say just Miami. I would say like all over. At least give people a how can I say it? A more kind of okay. If I want to live in Cleveland, or do I want to live in uh, New York or Boston or somewhere, give people that type of feel of okay. I want to change the scenery. I want it to either rain, snow, whatever. I know we already got rain. So bring up some snow. Change the seasons.
But they do. They
Do
did it. They brought it in
they did
GTA
it in
5
They did it in Red Dead. They
and
didn't
that
do it
too.
in
Yes,
GT.
they did.
No, they didn't
During
put.
Christmas time, they had the Christmas events where it
Yeah,
would snow in.
that's just that Christmas event. You
oh, she's
know.
saying like a daily or like a weekly thing. You know, kind of
Oh, so
Yeah,
like yeah,
towards the horizon
it's like
do it.
progressive
Like every
weather.
week
So
is the weather changes.
yeah.
yeah,
The
so
weather
weather.
change. Yeah, give us
Mm,
something. Give give us
you
something
want a
new.
hurricane in Miami?
I mean, every
You
now and
want
again it rains. I guess if you want snow, you would have to go up far northwest if you
Exactly.
want snow.
That's what I said. Changing scenery. Give me something more. Make it like it's a real life action game. You know, take us through the channels. I remember playing GTA. Was it San Andreas? And you could play a police officer. You could play a taxi driver. You had a whole lot of stuff that you can do to get money to lag up. But when you got to Grand Theft Auto 4 or Grand Theft Auto 5. You didn't have that. You just played the mission and that's it. Now online, you got to experience, okay, I can do this and I can go ahead and fuck with people. Okay, I want to do more than that. I want to do more than that to make money, to buy better shit, to profile. If you had that type of stuff, you don't really have to worry about people glitching in money or hacking because it's easier way to make money. You can play anything you want. Sometimes motherfuckers want to role play. I've been when Ice met me. We was playing Payday. Cool. But when he met my other friends, this was on the 360. When he met my other friends, it was a group of girls, and
That
and
was
and I'm
stealing and killing. Going back to what I said
killing,
earlier,
stealing, doing whatever, setting
that
it
she
off.
denied earlier.
But you guys kind of get where I'm going at. We want that cool experience. Make these games. Like I said earlier, you gotta do better. You gotta do better. That's all.
As far as the weather, there's only so much you can do with that with that location.
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
Okay, okay, so hold on. Before I ask something. So do you need a campaign or not? Do you feel like GTA 6, because that would be part of the wait. You know what I mean? Making
Hmm.
a campaign, making characters, getting actors, doing voiceovers, that's part of the wait for the next GTA or the next almost any game that has a campaign.
Yeah,
It's almost
It's
I,
like
like a
I
doing
get
part
another
that.
one, part
movie.
two. Too. It's
I
like
So
get
do you
that.
need a
the A
campaign?
side and the B side.
Yes,
That's
I
what I'm
think
saying.
you do. I
Do
think you
y'all feel
do.
like
But
y'all
like,
need a GTA 6 campaign?
yes,
It would
I
be
need
greatly
that.
appreciated, but it's not for me personally. It's not 100% needed,
To me,
but it would
it does.
be appreciated.
Like I said, I'm getting tired of playing the same old freaking game. Oh yeah, we gonna have GTA on Xbox 2 or Xbox 3 and whatnot. GTA 5. You playing like even with the campaign of Mafia. You had Mafia 1, Mafia 2, Mafia 3. I played all three concepts up on
You
the
ain't
old
finished neither
gym
one of
and
them. Tell
even
the
new
people
gym.
that.
Yeah, I have finished it.
You ain't finished none of them, y'all.
Except for the very first one, because the very first one hasn't even came out on Xbox yet. We got to wait for
She up here lying like
next
Mr.
month.
Boss for the win.
What? You know what? Be
Hmm?
quiet. But
All
I'm
right, so
just
look,
being honest. You know.
it's how I feel, right? I feel like the campaign is not needed, right? If you're gonna give me what I need in multiplayer, it's not needed. Could be useful. Would want it. I mean, but let's be honest. Since Vice City and San Andreas, the campaigns has went downhill. You know what I mean? Like the experience of what you doing in the campaign is nice. Like you setting up the heist or whatever with Michael and Trevor and whatnot is nice.
Hmm.
But the story is not as entertaining or fun to play through as Vice City or San Andreas.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say it's went down since, because I would say it went down when it went to 4. It went up a little when it went to 5. But
Hmm.
to me, the heights of the story, actually liking the characters or loving the characters and what they was going to do is Vice City and San Andreas. I don't know if they will ever get back to that, and it could be nostalgia. You know what I mean? We got Vice City after 3, which the main character didn't even talk. So to have something where the character
hmm
was actually
Clyde,
talking and giving you something was,
mute Clyde.
maybe it was nostalgia. Along with the soundtrack was fire. You know what I mean? I used to just sit in the car, listen to the soundtrack, and get hit in the alley. You know what I mean? Had the car shaking back and forth. But I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it
I
real.
think
I was
we
in the
all
alley
did that.
all the time, just letting the radio play. Man, you can just listen to the radio on Vice City. Radio was fun.
Video, kill the video.
And then that they took that forward into San Andreas, and then just took it kind of to the next level or a different setting. And they radio station and just everything, like those 2 games, you didn't even have to play the game. You didn't even have to play the game. By that, I mean, like, you didn't have to hop in there and do missions or whatever
Exactly.
the situation was. You could just hop in there, go into your car, chill, go down the street, pretend like you picking up somebody. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I wonder how much time, if calculated, I
Driving
have a
around.
stationary time in those 2 games of me just sitting in a car or somewhere just letting the radio play. But that's neither
Or
here nor there.
around.
But I don't feel like we're going to get back to that. I'm not saying we can't, but if you look at the way they're going, I don't feel like we're going to get back to that.
Vice
With that
City was a
said,
whole vibe.
if we
man.
can't
It
get,
was a whole vibe.
that's what I'm saying. If we can't get back there, I don't want something that's subpar. So if you could give me a better multiplayer versus giving me something that not going to be that memorable in the first place. Like, in all honesty, the most memorable stuff of GTA 5, I bet you Trevor was doing. Like, do anybody in here care what Franklin and Michael was really going through? Like, Michael got a couple joints with his daughter and a couple joints with his son. Other than that, I don't care about anything else he was doing.
Franklin was a
Franklin's whole story was almost trash. Like, you could throw that whole thing away. It was really Trevor was the most entertaining out of the 3. You know what I mean? If anything, he should have been the main character.
The man was crazy. No wonder why he's the most memorable character. I mean,
hey, I'm not saying he wasn't. The man was on drugs like crazy. Facts.
The first thing you get introduced to him stomping out old boy from GTA 4.
Facts. And keep it all the way 100. He do a lot of homosexual activities in the game. Keep it real.
Yeah, but
him being the main character,
everybody remember him. Everybody liked him. We like Michael who? Franklin who? What the fuck?
They just wanted to entertain. So if you're gonna give me that again, so okay, going back to 4, right? 4 was it wasn't good. The story of 4 wasn't good, bro.
It was bland.
So that's almost like having GTA 5 and you couldn't switch. What if you only had to play as Michael or only had to play as Franklin? Imagine that type of story. That wouldn't have been memorable, bro. You were like, listen, man, just give me online. You could have kept that. That's how I felt about 4. 4 is like you could have kept that. I'm gonna be honest. Coming from, remember, 4 is after San Andreas. San Andreas.
Yep. San Andreas.
It's a hard,
like I said,
what's
the damn game? I always said that. You know,
that's a hard. That's a hard. You know what I mean? Stage to follow. Like how you. That's you got to topple that. And 4 didn't even come close. What? Fuck, not on par. It didn't come close to anything San Andreas did. And then they took out everything Vice City and San Andreas built up. You couldn't do nothing. In the story, you couldn't do nothing.
Exactly.
You could have a relationship. There was no more gym. The soundtrack was whack. Like, it was the whole thing. You could have threw that shit away.
GTA 4, you could have relationships. You could. They had that eye finder.
They had the computer joint, but it's not. Come on, man. Let's be for real. They had the computer joint that made you pretend like you was dating, but in actuality you wasn't. Like, you didn't expound on dating. You didn't really go on a regular. Like, you might have took somebody out for a quote unquote date and then never seen her again.
And then you go to the house.
But I'm talking about, like, you picked up a girl. Like, now y'all dating. Now y'all actually dating. Process of multiple dates, and that becomes your girlfriend. They didn't do that. They gave you a taste of what you having a girl would be like. That's what they added. You know what I mean? Like, it was an unfinished concept, in my personal opinion. Same thing with Franklin. Franklin, why wasn't Franklin dating? Like, really dating in GTA? I know he was trying to get back to his girl. But let's he was trying to get back to his girl that he knew that he wasn't going to get back. Let's keep it real. Again, but this should be a choice. Mm-hmm. This should be a choice. It should have been the player's choice. Do I want to not date women and try to just stick and get my girl? Or do I want to just do what I want to? If it's my choice, it should be my choice.
The only thing about GTA 4 that I liked it was the Battle of Gato. That was the shit.
See, so here's where I'm going with that, right? Mm-hmm. This is going into GTA quote unquote 6. If you had to pick one, right? If you knew what you was gonna get in the DLC from GTA 4, You talk all the DLC, right? Versus the campaign. If the developers came out and said, look, this is what we got. We can give you guys GTA 4, the campaign, or give you guys GTA Online with the DLC. Which one would you take?
Online with the DLC. What the fuck?
So this is what I'm saying. I can do without GTA 6 campaign if I get what I need in the multiplayer. Now check it out. What if instead of giving us the campaign, they did expansions? Fuck a city to city or state to state expansion. You can keep 5 the way it is. Add a map. Let people be able to hop on the plane, and your next map you add something in. I don't want to see the states. Add something in Europe. Add something in Asia. What's wrong with that?
GTA Hong Kong.
Dude, this is what I'm saying. You know how nice that would be? You know how nice that would look? Look at Sleeping Dogs.
Yeah.
But when
We
the
already
last
got
time
Dogs
we
is
had a
good.
Sleeping Dogs?
I'm just say this. A lot of people don't really like Sleeping Dogs, but Sleeping Dogs
Man,
was the shit.
it,
You can
listen,
do
for
you get a
anybody,
whole
Who
lot.
don't like Sleeping
after that,
Dogs?
for
Put me in that.
anybody listening, if you don't like Sleeping Dogs, something is mentally wrong with you. If you've played it and don't like it, something is wrong with you.
I played it, beat it, played it again.
Something's wrong with you. It's something that should be more of. But that's something for another day of Square Enix dropping the ball. Because they dropped the ball. They dropped the ball something serious. Same way THQ Nordic dropped the ball with these Saints Row. But that's something again for another day. But if they would give me something like that, right? So I'll give you, don't even gotta do nothing with the weather. Cool with the weather, because I'll just go to another country anyway. You already got airports in there, you already got airplanes in there. You know what I mean? Hey, you get to the point where we don't even need loading. You don't even need loading anymore.
Exactly.
You should be able to almost literally hop in the plane, drive over the ocean to the next continent yourself. Or to next map yourself.
Fly over.
So it depends. You might want to take a boat. Somebody can fly. You got yachts now.
No,
You know what I mean?
but you know the crazy thing is, hold on. You know the crazy thing is, GTA San Andreas allowed you to go to New York. GTA 3.
Mm-hmm.
That was nice. That was a nice little throwback, to the Grand Theft Auto 3. Hey man, TJ, go ahead, go visit. What town was that in? I know it was in New York, but I forgot. It was like with the little
Liberty
pizza
City.
restaurant up there on the corner. But that was a nice little throwback. That was a nice little nod and gesture to, hey man, this is your predecessor, bro. This is where you came from.
This is where you came from.
Nice.
So me, I would forego and want that rather than getting another story. To be honest, like I feel like you're gonna fuck up the GTA story for me. Let that shit die. You already damn near killed it with Nico anyway. Franklin and Michael didn't do too much better. If it wasn't for Trevor, you could have threw that whole thing away. On top of that, keeping
So
it
my
real.
question to y'all is, what one thing do you guys remember that stuck with you from GTA 5 story? What is one thing? One mission? Because in all honesty, in my
None
opinion,
of the
like,
missions was memorable.
agreed. I agree. The only thing I remember, me personally, is just when Trevor stomped out I forget his name from GTA 4 that came over.
No, I remember he was humping on somebody in this trailer.
That was GTA.
That's the
No, that was
crackhead
Trevor.
chick.
Trevor was
Yeah.
humping on somebody's mama or something in the trailer. Or
No, that was
somebody
that
girl or something.
crackhead chick.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that was
was
John's
or
girlfriend
somebody girl or something. Yeah,
from GTA 4.
I remember that.
he was from the
And,
Lost and Damned series.
Yeah.
huh? What the hell you talking about, soldier? I'm talking about
That
Trevor.
was that was Johnny
Yeah,
Klebitz. No,
yeah.
Johnny Klebitz was the guy that got his head smashed in and his girl smashed in front of him. That was Johnny Klebitz's girl that Trevor was messing with in the trailer.
I don't know who girl it was, but that's a memorable moment.
I just told you that was Johnny Klebitz.
I'm telling you, I don't care about who girl it
No,
was. You asked the question
Hey,
when it was a memorable moment. I'm saying that was a memorable moment. Him smashing the girl out of the blue with his pants on his ankles and not giving a fuck. I don't even think he finished. He just stopped and
hey,
walked out.
What if they modeled his character with a one leg up on the countertop?
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
But he had his boot still on and everything. That junky ass trailer. It was funny. He's probably actually the only dude that got something. I don't know the time frame of that whole game, like the time period from beginning to end. Was that 6 months? Was it a year? Was it a couple days? Was it some weeks? I don't know. But whatever it was, Trevor the only person that got something in that whole time frame.
Shit,
And was
my
from a
playthrough with
crackhead.
Michael, man, he got like
He had a wife
15,
and didn't get none.
100 kids. Man, he got 100 kids through my playthrough.
I'll be right back.
Oh,
Y'all crazy.
disgusting. But I don't know, man. I would forgo
No,
the
but,
campaign if they was to go that route. If you was gonna do the GTA
Yeah, to kick
online,
it back to
do the GTA Online, but you got to take it to the next level. We need more maps. I'm pretty sure we're going to get that. So that's neither here nor there. Especially with the new consoles coming out and what they can do. I'm pretty sure. You know what I mean? Like that's. And then let me clarify this. Don't give us one big map. Don't just make a bigger map and give it to us. That's going to be like, what is that? Ghost Recon or something. A big ass empty type map.
Mhm.
We don't want that. I want different maps. I want different areas. I want something outside the States. I know you can do it. You can leave something in the States and then give us something outside the States. To me, best bet is Europe or Asia.
Hey.
I will actually pick Asia.
you trying to get the getaway vibes?
The Getaway was
trying to
nice.
go
The
back to
Getaway
UK?
1 was fire. The Getaway 2 kind of let me down, but it was still, you know what I mean? It was still good. It was decent. It was decent.
Okay, so now that you brought that up, how about if they interwoven, right, a mission from, let's just say you got business over there in the UK for whatever reason. How would you feel about going from Miami to the UK?
In the game?
If the story, yeah, if the campaign was interwoven, like for some reason, you got a connection to the
But
UK, and you got to go over there and you got to handle business, and then you come back and finish business here.
I wouldn't
But
mind that as long as it was in the multiplayer too. My thing is,
it ain't gonna happen.
this is what I'm saying.
It ain't gonna happen.
Like the GTA campaigns are so long that most people don't play through it multiple times. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Most people don't play through it multiple times. So the fact that you would give me that in the multiplayer, but then give me the one map, keep in mind, I'm gonna play that multiplayer. I mean, the campaign that one time for whatever those hours are, and then for the next 5 years, I'm gonna be in the multiplayer. No, I would rather have those multiple maps in the multiplayer than the campaign. The campaign, I'm gonna get out of here within the first week of the game.
Right.
Then the next 5 years is where I'm stuck with the multiplayer. No, give me the most of what I want, what I need in the multiplayer. Not the campaign. Which is why I said you can keep the campaign.
They already have a second.
I would love the campaign, but if it's going to prolong the entirety of the game, or if it's not going to also live up to what we think about the campaigns, then what's the need for it? I don't want another weak campaign.
All right, I'm back.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
If it's gonna be a 4 or a 5 out of 10, do you want that? I wouldn't buy a game that has a campaign that has a 4 or 5 out of 10.
Nah.
You can keep it. As much as I would want to know what's going on in the story, if it's gonna be trash, it's gonna be trash. You can keep it. Just give me the multiplayer then. So just put everything in the multiplayer. That's what I'm saying. That's where I'm coming from. If it's gonna be like an 8 out of 10 and in an interesting story or interesting campaign, interesting adventure, then cool. Bring it on. But if
you
not,
don't want to do 30,
you can forego that. Don't give me that and spend that time that you would have did that on the multiplayer.
You want to do 31 hours of a terrible campaign?
We'd have wasted enough in our lives.
Crazy as hell.
And then we come into a time period where people that's actually focused on campaigns, because let's be honest, Rockstar is not story driven anymore. They used to be.
No.
They more what's going to get them the money, which is the multiplayer. Shark cards and what you call it, like days, gold bars,
cards.
Like that's what they selling. So cool if that's what you selling. I mean, not cool, but cool. So then just give me that. You know what I mean? Like, because you going into a space where people that only do campaigns, I don't know if y'all noticed, but people that really only do campaigns and they stories or games is known for campaigns, have been doing campaigns pretty damn good. Like, so what would be the point? And you making something that's subpar. Don't worry about it. Just give me what I need with the multiplayer, then we just go from there. That's how I feel. If it's not going to be any good, don't give me some trash. Just, and I'm gonna still pay the same $60 regardless. You spending X amount of time on voice actors, X amount of time on digital screens, X amount of time on production staffs, X amount of time on cameras, and the whole thing for recording all this shit for a story that people not gonna want in the first place. Don't do it. If it's not gonna be good, then don't do it. You know what I mean? You save both our times. I'm still gonna pay the same $60 regardless, or $70 regardless. Just give me the multiplayer. Take your $70. Get the fuck out of here. Give me my updates. Transaction completed. You know what I mean? I'm in the alley, car rocking.
Mission
You know
completed.
Car rocking, bro. Side to side.
You got the Luther Vandross song from
that Michael was playing.
No, when you first start Vice City, both of those tracks are playing. You could switch the channel and you can go to the Vandross, or you can keep it on the MJ.
Nah, I was rocking MJ almost throughout the whole thing. I'll find the station. Who playing?
Billie Jean is not my
man. I was just there.
My music was Motley Crue.
In front of the strip club, just there, like okay.
And I don't want you.
Or you ever been driving to a mission and then a good song come up and then you don't even start the mission or get out the car? You gotta wait till it go off
right before the park point.
Yeah, nah, man, I gotta let this play, man. I gotta let this rock.
You know?
You know what I mean? Can't start this mission. I gotta let this play out, dog. It's too classic. And then you get after like shit like that, man. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, and that's the whole vibe and atmosphere that I miss in GTA.
And you know how long people played that? They had no multiplayer.
I played that multiplayer. I was playing that.
You just finished the game and then just went in the campaign free roam. Well, you just turned it to free roam because you just wasn't doing no missions no more.
You just be chilling, bro.
But that's my personal opinion. GTA 6 possibilities. Is it gonna have a campaign? Who knows? Most likely, I would assume. Will they expand upon the multiplayer? Pretty sure they will. What would it be? That's the part of who knows. What are we going to get? It's way too early to tell. Me personally, I feel like that shit could probably be like 3 years away, maybe longer. So with the depending on how they're doing.
With the new systems coming out, and you know that what was it on this current gen? You can have 16 people in it. 32 people in it currently.
Something like that,
or something like that.
I've seen it over 20 something, so I can't remember what the number is exactly, but something like that, most likely.
So, with that being said, with the new generation of consoles, on their way, how many people do you think is going to be able to fit in that world?
You can go up to you can go up to Battlefield standards and go to 64.
Oh,
as long as the map as long as the map fits it, they could do 64.
How many people is too many people? Because 64 people in Vice City, that's a lot.
Not really.
That's going to be a mess.
If you think of the 32 people now, we only really see the 32 people because most of the people congregate in the same area. Everybody around the casino. Because they griefing and doing shit they ain't got no business. Think about 5 now if everybody was scattered over the map. But this is what I'm saying about the map. This is why it can't be like a Ghost Recon type of map. If it's going to be a big map, then you have to fill it in. Almost the whole part of GTA 5 map you can almost get rid of. You can almost get rid of it. Like there's a part once you hit like the fake Hollywood sign, it's just land. It's just land and hills.
Right.
You know what I mean, for a long time. So people really don't go up there. But what if those were streets? What if those were stores? What if those was businesses? What if those was missions? That 32 player you would barely see because everybody is all over that map. We really only see them now because people congregate in the same areas.
Downtown.
That's it. That's the only reason why you see the 32 people. And even then, it don't feel like it's 32 people. Maybe 20. So yeah, I feel like 64 people could easily be in that world, and you not even really see the whole 64 because everybody's everywhere,
Man,
depending on what they trying to do.
can you imagine having a whole squad of 8-year-olds with flying bikes in Miami? In a 64. I can,
But that's what you also, you know what I mean?
I'm
Make
plugging
sure
my shit right then and there.
you revamp your passive mode and things like that, so people who really don't want to get messed with don't get messed with.
Yeah,
Along with,
but
you know
if
what I mean?
you,
Again, there is ways to get in your own lobby. You can do private lobbies if you know what I mean. If you don't want to deal with shit like that,
yeah,
or
that's
give
what
people
I'm
the
saying.
option,
But they,
like Battlefield did. Let people hop in a 32 people server or a 64 people server.
yeah, I get that, but they gonna still. And this is what really teased me off the most is they fucking put all the like missions or ways to make money into a public lobby when you play in GTA 5. Like I said, I don't
Which
want to
is
be messed with. Take
it's
take that time to
it's not
get
that
that
horrible
VIP
because
stuff.
when you
Go ahead.
it's it's not that horrible if you think that when I spawn, I can choose to spawn in my apartment. From my apartment, I can invite the people that I want to invite to that server. I can invite you and Soldier, who will spawn in, come to my crib, and then we can start whatever missions we gonna start. We don't
Yeah,
have to participate in what's going on
I get
outside. Like
that,
that, there
but
should
I'm
be
talking
like
about
safe
that.
spaces around the map.
You talking about heist? I'm talking about the VIP stuff. Like, say if you want to sell your goods that you had went and calculated over the over the couple of weeks or months that you've been playing, and you just okay, let me go ahead and sell my stuff. You still got those griefers in there. You can't do it in a private sector. You always
Well,
have to go to yeah.
that's where the variety of missions would come in. At I don't. I've been building up cargo for I don't know how long. I got millions and stuff I should be selling right now. Haven't
Me
sold
too.
it. Don't even worry about selling it.
Because of them damn
Not that I
griefers,
worry
like
about
I
somebody
said.
messing with me. I just don't feel like there's a need to do it. So as long as you got certain things in place for people to make money, I don't necessarily have to do that. Like if we was in Red Dead, I don't feel like I always have to do the trader to make money if I know I'm gonna get messed with. You know what I mean? There's other things I can do to make money. So as long as they got a nice variety of things to do, I don't think it would matter about griefers. I mean, they're gonna be in any multiplayer game in the first place, especially open world
Yeah,
games.
I get that. I get that. But like I said, I would rather for them to look at the people that don't grief or don't want to grief, give them a way to you know make money and have more money like the griefers do.
But here's what they try to do: bad sports lobby. They try to incorporate that. They try to think of that, but it didn't work out too well because it kind of was counterintuitive. Because you could have somebody griefing you, right?
Hmm.
And you're like, you know what, man? Let me pull out this RPG, blow up this car. Oh, your mental state is going bad. How many? And then he calls his car in again. You blow it up again. Oh, you only got like 7 more times to blow up his car until you get put into yourself gets put into the bad sports lobby. All
Katie G, I'm sorry, Katie G asks can she join? Can you give her a invite ice?
I don't know who that is.
I don't know.
But yeah, man, they need to revamp. I feel like they shouldn't have a split off with a bad sports lobby and a good sport lobby. It's just it is what it is. It's GTA. It's supposed to be hectic.
Yeah, it's supposed to be hectic, but still, you got those people that like, just like to play. If I'm having fun with my friends,
That's cool.
I don't want nobody keep killing or
A-
keep fucking,
But it
you
adds
know.
a twist to it though. You can always join a private session and do what you got to do.
Mhm.
Not that it's going to take away the experience of it, but you can. There's always another option. But my whole complaint is people with these future vehicles going around
Blowing.
having infinite rockets with their jet bikes,
They don't
and
have infinite rockets with their
I
jet
mean,
bikes.
look, listen. I was doing that back in GTA 4 when I had the buzzard. Everybody can speak upon it. I was probably one of the coldest pilots out there with the buzzard. Coldest. You want to have a dogfight 1v2? Let's do it. 1v3? Let's do it. One of the coldest people on GTA 4.
Yeah, like you like the grease. You know you like to go ahead and fuck with people. So you need not complain about a motherfucker flying around in a damn motorcycle blowing motherfuckers up. Cause that's your thing.
Why you put that
But
Nah,
business
man.
out?
me personally, I don't like that shit. I ain't on that shit. You gotta come up with something.
No, I feel like they should add an amount. You shouldn't have an infinite amount of rockets to be able to shoot
They don't.
at people.
They got 20
Like it
rockets.
should be like, all right, look, you got 10 rockets. All right, make them count. Until then, you gotta refresh it or wait till your motorcycle, whatever, get blown up. That way, it adds another element to you having to do another step.
Mm-hmm.
Or just forego putting certain type of vehicles in the multiplayer altogether. Certain vehicles is not needed. I'm gonna keep it real. Certain vehicles
Precisely.
not needed.
When they had
If you're gonna build a
Karuma,
campaign,
Armor Karuma was nice. That's all you need to leave in there.
there's other vehicles you could put it. The motorcycle. What is it? The oppressor.
Thruster?
Mm-hmm.
Or yeah, the
The
Thruster.
oppressor. The oppressor Mark II, I believe, don't need to be in the game.
No.
Anything like it don't need to be in the game. Any flying vehicle shouldn't even have weapons. You can put it in there. It shouldn't have weapons.
Mm-hmm.
If people just want to, you know what I mean, you want to get the feeling of flying, then use a plane.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they have the helicopter.
Yeah, they
for.
got the jets.
Now, if you want to have the bike in there, whatever, cool. You know what I mean. You got the DeLorean in there, cool, whatever. It. It don't need weapons on it. You should just be using it just because it's slick and I want to get from A to B and I don't want to use the plane. I like flying my car or flying my motorcycle. Cool. Use it from A to B. Can't nobody fuck with you from the ground because you in the sky. You know what I mean? Unless they got like lock on rockets or whatever the case. But if that's the case, then make it so those vehicles can't be locked onto when they're in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can easily just ride. The DeLorean can ride on the ground, and the oppressor, you can just fly low on the ground, damn near. You know what I mean? Like it hovers, so it's not on the ground, but so you can still use it as a ground vehicle per se. Again, it don't touch the ground, but at the same time, it don't need weapons when you're in the sky. It's not needed. It's unnecessary, to be honest. It's unnecessary because the only thing that does is have people in the sky with a fast vehicle that's hard to hit, shooting at everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all you get. And now what's gonna happen? Now everybody else feel like, oh shit, you done started something. Now everybody bring out oppressors. Because that's the only thing that can really deal with another oppressor is an oppressor.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those vehicles that shouldn't be in the game. And if he is gonna be in the game, just don't give it weapons. So people that's trying to take care of business and having ground fights, fair fights, don't have to deal with that. Because that's not fair. Especially if you're the person that don't have the money or hasn't made it far enough in the game to buy that type of vehicle. Then what do? If I got a group of people, 3 people in the party, and they all have oppressors, and I'm on the ground with my team, and we knew, and these motherfuckers just keep on blowing us up with oppressors, what do we do? That's how I lead the lot. We can't do nothing. So get that out the game. But either way it go, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like I said, campaign, no campaign, really don't matter. I'm here for the multiplayer. I think majority of us is here for the multiplayer. If you're gonna add a campaign, man, do something very interesting. If you're gonna do the 3 people stuff again, the most interesting character has to be the main character. All right? Let me repeat this. The most interesting character has to be the main character, bro. Franklin shouldn't be a main character. And I know that y'all like to switch it off. Everybody know the main character. Actually, the real main character is probably Michael.
Yeah.
But Michael was trash.
Yep.
The backup character was probably Franklin. And then third was Trevor. But your number 1 and 2 characters wasn't interesting enough to carry the actual story. That's why they needed Trevor.
I like
Otherwise,
what's his name? Franklin's friend. He kind of made a good
Lamar.
Yeah.
He could have been, but he ain't got no skills. He was just interesting. Like his actual character.
Yeah.
Yeah. To get you in trouble. His character the character that he plays is interesting. But he wasn't, you know what I mean? Like he wasn't good at anything. I mean, they could have made him good at something. He was a better overall character. I liked his character more than I like Franklin or Michael's. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
Michael character was dry. Franklin character was a sucker. You got me in the game trying to make money to be all I can be, and my best two choices is a sucker or a nigga who just emotionally disturbed. Like he didn't feel nothing. He almost didn't care about nothing. Like Michael was like his character was dry. Dry the motherfucking saltine crackers and ain't no water around. It was dry.
You should have said Popeye's biscuit.
That nigga was dry, bro. Yeah, he like a Popeye's biscuit in this motherfucker, man. Ain't no butter, no syrup, no nothing. And they biscuits, man, damn near kill you. I'm gonna keep it real. You take a big enough bite, it's a wrap. Nigga around you don't know CPR, it's over for you. I hope you got your will intact. But I hope your dog knows CPR or something. But so anything else on GTA before we move to our last one? Dog, you know it's been an hour and 30 minutes. This shit was supposed to be like 30 minutes total. We ain't got to the third topic yet.
We ain't even got to
talk too much.
Nah, man, they was wilding. You should have been in here wilding. She gonna get banned, but don't worry about it.
Sorry,
any last things about GTA 6 possibilities that y'all want to put out there? If not, okay, everybody, Katie G made it in here.
Hey.
What's going on, Katie?
What up?
What up, Katie?
Okay, where we at? Last topic. All right. Hold on, let me get this ready. Trying to add this footnote. God dang it. Add this footnote in here for y'all. This timestamp. The last one is where'd it go? All right. So I don't know if this is gonna be the format, but again, this is a video game mainly podcast. We're gonna try to keep it like that. Video games, that's what we like to do. You know what I mean? We waiting on Microsoft and Xbox to cut us a podcast and check. You know what I mean? Sponsorship check. You know what I mean?
And we just talk shit about
look, we talk shit. We talk shit out of love. That's why. If we didn't care about them, we wouldn't even give a fuck. I'd be on PlayStation or PC. Right? So, here we go. Third. Oh, again, we don't know if this is going to be the format, but we are a video game podcast, so we're going to try to keep most of the topics video games. I don't know if it's going to always be 3 topics. We're going to try to make it 3 topics, but if not, it might be 4 or 5. We're going to try to keep it like that. Again, this has went over what it was supposed to. We're supposed to do like 30 minutes almost total, about 10 minutes on each one. We just spent about 45 minutes on each one so far.
And also, when we start to get a viewing, we're going to do Q&As too.
Yeah. Some of these we might end up doing live on the platform, but we'll see. You will find this.
People that do have platforms. Katie G, you want to throw out your platform, soldier?
Oh, you guys aren't ready for that one yet.
Your OnlyFans? You got the link? You want me to leave the link in the description?
No, not yet.
Okay. He's still working on the profile cover.
Oh, I got that ready.
Man, hold on, man. Since we're on that topic of OnlyFans, man, I got a problem with some of you simp ass people out there paying for that. Why do you feel the need to pay for nude pictures? You can literally go on the internet.
That's me.
Boom.
That's another topic, man. Unless y'all want to add in another topic.
And look, listen,
let's add that at the end. Let's go into that at the end after this.
All right.
Now we got a 4. Let's go into that after this, right? Hopefully this won't be that long. Hopefully,
man, it's gonna be forever.
It depends. He should be going on these rants and shit, dog. Like it'd be crazy sometimes.
All right, go ahead. Hit us with the next.
All right, so we're gonna always do at least a couple topics on video games or the video game industry. what we like, what we don't like, what's going on, what's not going on, whatever the case is. And then we're going to do at least one real life topic. All right, there's going to be, we like to talk about real life shit normally when we playing video games anyway. So what would we be without one of these? So today's third topic is, or real life topic is, the disconnect between men and women nowadays. Well, not even nowadays, because they ain't like it just started. It's been a disconnect for a while. It's almost like beef. It built up beef or like the game between men and women. Right? Now, Soldier, you brought this up, so you wanna give us some context or some content behind this?
Bring up the disconnect between men and women.
The disconnect, the beef, the animosity, whatever it is between men and women.
No, man, I'm gonna just be honest with you. Everybody, they come into their own in their teens, and their first experience within the relationship is almost 90%. Not trying to say that this is analytical proof, but the majority of your relationships when you're a teen ends badly and it ends fucked up, which leads on to distrust between sexes. And yeah, man, that's just how we gonna start it off. But I'm gonna kick it on over to the ladies. I'm gonna let the women speak on it.
So you think the disconnect or the beef is mainly just the distrust factor?
It's just because a lot of the factors is it comes from the early stages of childhood. It comes from the experiences. Oh, so Katie, what you got?
Somebody,
I don't know what the hell.
Isha, you going, or am I going?
You go ahead.
I don't agree. I disagree. So my mistrust didn't come from my childhood. My mistrust came from relationships later on in life once I became an adult and I saw what adults do to each other. Kids don't treat each other bad except for we bully each other and shit, but there's no real bad stuff that you do as a kid. You're just having fun and living life. As an adult, man, that's when you expect the trust to be there. That's when you expect to start living your life and have somebody to grow with and be with. But you got people playing around, you're talking to me, you're talking to her, you're talking to 5 other people. You string me along, throw me out like a dog in the dirt. You don't give a shit about me. Here I am, hoping that I'm cared about and that I mean something. And it's these adults, it's my adult relationships that have shown me that I ain't shit to anybody but me.
Right. And that's why I said 90%. That's why I say it ain't 100%. It's all, everybody's life is gonna be different, but the majority of people's relationships are in the result of that stuff.
My thing is, and I said this before, you have to get to know a person before you can just hop in the bed with them. Everybody go ahead and, oh yeah, I had 1 or 2 dates, and then y'all go ahead and do this the sex thing, and then you find out this person is having sex with 20 different people, and then you upset about it. Well, you just put yourself out there. If you would, take time and get to know that person, and I'm not just talking about as a boyfriend girlfriend type thing. I'm talking about a real friend relationship before you just hop in the bed with that person. Just sit down, have a nice conversation. Go on 6 or 7 different dates. Get to know that person. First, try to be that person's friend before you say, "Oh yeah, I think you're beautiful and everything, and I just want to rapture you up." No, come on. The best relationship come from when growing up as a child, and then you experience you know being in love with that person because you know that person.
Nope. You have that experience, and I respect that you have that experience, and I love that you have that experience. I have mad respect for that. I had the same experience as you. My ex and I were friends from the time I was 12. I didn't have sex until the day I got married. I was 24 years old, married my best friend. That's not a lie.
Me too.
Suck my dick is not a lie. But so I thought I knew him. I had over a decade of growth with that man, and he's the one who mistreated me the most out of anybody I've met. So when we divorced, all cards are out of the deck now. I'm not playing by those same rules. So I get where you're coming from to an extent where you want to get to know somebody, but there's a point where, man, biology just takes over, and I'm like, we're doing this. I don't care how much I know you. We're doing
Yeah,
this.
but
We're
you
having
don't want
fun.
to.
I'm living my life.
My thing
And
is, you don't want to put yourself out there as, especially as a female. You don't want to put yourself out there as a hoe. You know, you got many men go, oh
to
yeah, I slept
who?
with this
Who's
woman.
calling who a hoe in 2020? I mean, you can sit there and say it if you want, but all these dudes going around sleeping with all these women, they don't get called hoes. So I'm gonna
They
go sleep with
don't.
who I
They
want to
don't.
sleep with,
They don't.
and
Shit, but they
But
are.
you
they
can think of me how you want to think of me, but I'm living my life, and I'm gonna do me at this point in my life. And if something comes out of it in the process, great. If it doesn't, on to the next. That's just what it is. I don't have time. I'm 33. I don't have time to just sit here and hope that the next best friend I meet is going to be the one. No, I already did the
no,
best
no,
friend
no,
thing.
no,
I
no,
already
no.
did that. I'm
Okay.
done with that.
But like I said, my thing is, you, like I said, a lot of men out there, they call women hoes. They, oh yeah, I've been having sex with this girl, and she that and the third, and then you know, you find someone to go out with the guy's
Look,
best
that
friend,
term
or you
goes
find a
both
woman
ways
that's
for men and
dating
women.
her,
It ain't just
uh,
a, oh
uh, uh,
man, you a girl, you
how
a
can
hoe,
I
cause
say,
you out
her
here. But if a
girlfriend,
dude out here doing the same
a
thing,
boyfriend,
nigga, you a hoe too.
husband,
Yes,
whatever.
I
You
agree
just
with
have
you, and people say it,
women out
but it
there
comes
that's
with a
like
different
that,
connotation when it's
and you
used
have
against a man
men
versus
that's
when
out
it's used
there,
against a woman.
Yeah,
you
it seems
know,
like it's more of
put
a,
women out there like that.
oh, you a dog, ha ha
Yeah.
ha,
And
you
I'm
a
not
hoe out here
saying
in these streets,
necessarily
dog.
you or
And then you say it
anybody
to a
else a
woman, it's
hoe,
like,
but
oh
I'm just
man,
saying
you
that's
dirty.
what they look
I know
at
men who
as
will
us
claim
women.
that title and be proud
You
of
don't
that
want to be
title,
putting
whereas
yourself
women
out
are like, just
like
because I'm
that.
sleeping around doesn't make me a hoe. And I agree with it.
I don't know if you guys
I get both sides of it. Like I get it from the guy's side who isn't hoeing around, who doesn't want to be with a girl who's hoeing around, and I
I'm
get it
sorry,
on
I
the
went
other
out.
side.
I'm sorry,
Oh,
I
you're
went
good.
out. My thing is on the time.
Better get up to speed now. But like, I mean, I get both sides of it. Like, I get why a dude wouldn't want to be with a girl who's been hoeing around, and I get why a guy would want to be hoeing around. I get why girls want to be hoeing around, and I get why guys wouldn't want to be hoeing around. But the problem is that the reason behind it. Like, does the body count really matter? If you're clean and you're legit clean, you've been tested or whatever, or you've been safe, practicing safe, and you find somebody who is worth being with, then the hoeing stops. It doesn't matter what happened before that person. If you find somebody who's ready to settle down with you, who's done with their hoe stage because they found you and you're the good match for them, then what does the past really matter? What does who they've been with really matter?
Like I said,
A lot of people
a
don't
lot
want
of
to be the
people
sixth
don't want to be.
man, woman. Yeah.
Uh, a lot of men out here, and a lot of other women out there don't want to be tied down. And then that's where the problem comes. You know, you sit there, oh yeah, I want to, you know, have that
We got
person
the
that.
soundtrack going now.
We talking. Go ahead. Don't mind that.
I'm feeling it. No, I agree with you. There are a lot of people who don't want to be tied down. But there are also people who do want to be tied down, but they don't want to be tied down with the wrong person. Whether that wrong person is somebody who they're not compatible with personality wise or sexually. And you all know my stance on all this stuff. We've talked about it. I won't be tied down to somebody who I'm not sexually compatible with. And that sucks. It does suck if I come across a dude who is like a perfect match for me and they want to know my body count. And when they find out my body count, they're not okay with it, which in my opinion is not very high anyway. But they find that out and they don't want to be with me because of that. Yeah, that sucks. But at the same time, this was my growth. This is my period to figure out my life, to figure out where I fit into this world, to figure out what I really want in a relationship. And there are pieces and parts to what I want in a relationship that will be found out in the bedroom. So take it or leave it. If my body count is too high for you, then I'm not right for you, and that's okay. On to the next.
On to the next stop. On to the next stop. No. What soldier? Ice.
What's up?
Your thoughts on anything? What are your guys' views on
Hey
certain
man,
stuff?
I'm just here
My
for the ride.
thoughts is the selfishness. You understand? Again, am I gonna keep
See,
it
I thought
real? You want me to
that
keep it
noise you made.
real?
I thought you were
PG
slapping cheeks.
13. Hey, listen, that's on to another. I mean, that's on my OnlyFans, LA Styles. You know what I mean? Hey, we ain't talking about that right now. It's the selfishness, right? Want me to keep it real, PG-13 or mature rated? It's the only two type of
Like
reels I
I
can keep.
said,
Sure, man.
when
Keep it
I
real, I
first
can keep it
came
real.
in there, when we first started, I said, people take your kids, put them to bed, whatever the hell that you might do, because we are an immature fucking crowd. We gonna cuss, we gonna say what we got to say, and if you got a problem with it, that's just on you. You were warned. Come on, let's get it. Let's go.
Listen,
Yep. Let's go.
it's the level of fucking selfishness. Not even in 2020. It's been like this for a long time. It's probably been at its worst in probably the last 10. Well, a lot of things been at its worst in the last 10, 15 years. Like, I'm be honest, that's something else. But it's the level of selfishness people have. People don't want to do for anyone else. Anyone else. It don't matter. It's too time consuming. It takes too much energy. It's just too much to do. That's what I get from it. You don't want to. It's not that you don't even want to. You just don't want to take the time or put in any type of effort to do something that'll make somebody else smile. That level of selfishness is, in my personal opinion, the disconnect between men and women. And it's not really between men and women, because it's also between men and men, women and men, or women and women. But we talking about the relationship of men to women. In this particular case, is selfishness. Almost the same selfishness as people don't want to help other people, because it's the same level of selfishness. Women don't want to help other women. Men don't want to help other women that's not even in a relationship. People just don't want to help people. Even if they got the means to, just don't want to. Why? Yeah, I just don't feel like it. In 2020, between men and women, the biggest breakdown, in my personal opinion, is the level of selfishness. A man don't want to do. I am who I am. Take it or leave it. I've come this far not having to buy women roses, not having to buy women flowers at all. I've come this far not having to take a girl around my family or whatever the case is, or saying I love you. Why the fuck should I do it now? This is who I am. Take it or leave it. And vice versa on both sides. Whatever that selfishness is, there's a ridiculous level of selfishness to who we've become or whoever we've grown to be, that at whatever point in time we decided this is all I'm gonna give, and I'm not giving no more. Now that might have been all you was gonna give in a relationship, but that was that relationship that didn't work out. Now you're in another relationship. I ain't doing shit else. I am who I am. This is my toleration for how far I'm gonna go. I'm not doing nothing else. You want to do this in the bedroom? I ain't got it. Fuck it. I don't want to learn. I ain't popping no blue boys, even though, you know what I mean, Bluetooth.com, you know what I mean? That's neither here nor there. I just don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And this is how it comes off to be. I don't want to do it. It's not hard. I can almost believe, I'm willing to bet money that almost anybody in here or everybody in here would agree. It's honestly not hard to make somebody happy.
Exactly.
It's not.
I
If
agree.
you're not doing it, now there could be a big disconnect to where me and you are maybe just total opposites. That's a scenario that's to the side. Me and you we just complete opposites, to where there's nothing I can do that's going to change anything for you, and there's nothing that you can do unless we completely change who we are, and that's not an option. I get that. Cool. Some people just don't mix. Certain people just don't mix. But on the off chance that you do kind of mix or do kind of vibe, if your partner's not happy, and people cannot be happy for different reasons. Let me say, you could just not be happy with yourself. Therefore, if you're not happy with yourself, nothing I can do on the outside that can make you happy. I can buy you all the flowers in the world. If you just completely depressed and sad about whatever the fuck going on, there's nothing I can do. I can just be there for you for when you willing to open up or talk or do whatever. But till then, you're going to be closed off. There's nothing I can do about that. Now, let's say that's not the case. That's off the table. We're two grown adults, you know what I mean, going into a relationship, trying to be in a relationship. My personal opinion, it's easy for me to make you happy. As long as I know you, it's easy. She like flowers. She like candy. She like to go to the movies. She like to walk to the mall or walk through the mall if it's like a, what they call it. Damn. I forget what the fuck they call it.
Clearance or something. Go buy like a clearance or something.
No. You got because it's two types of malls, and I'm just drawing a blank right now because I'm going on this little motherfucking rant. But you got the malls where everything is in the building, and you got the mall where everything is outside of a building.
Oh, like little shops.
Yeah, but it's a mall. It's just not in the building. It's like a big ass shopping center. We have those, or we got like malls with. It's a strip mall. That's what it is. Strip mall. You take everything out the mall and put it in one area, just on the street, so you ain't got to walk in the big building. It's a strip mall. She like to walk around in public, get something to eat by the Skippy while we hold hands and shoot the shit. It's easy for me to do all that shit for you, in all honesty. If I care to do it. The whole point is I probably don't care or don't want to put in the effort to do it. Mm-hmm. I don't feel like going out, so we ain't going to the mall. My hands are sweaty. My hands are sticky. My thumb hurt. I don't want to hold no hand. Flowers is expensive. For $5 a rose, I ain't doing it. To me, it's just a level of selfishness that people just don't want to give. They want to take that. They willing to. Well, that's the crazy part. They willing to accept. Mm-hmm. They willing to accept, like a motherfucker, but they ain't willing to give enough, or willing to give at all.
That puts me in my feelings a lot because you know me, and I am not a taker at all. I'm very much a giver. I just met
you this afternoon, ma'am. So I would like you not to put that in the heads of people.
I didn't mean like that.
I met her earlier today on her.
That's not what I meant. I meant you guys in this group know me as a human being.
Stop that. $49.99. It'll be worth your money, man. Trust me. This is called Katie Jizzle. Hey, it's called Katie Jizzle. Check it out. Katie Jizzle with an S at the end.
But no, like seriously, like you're right. Most people are very selfish. I am very selfless. I want to do for people in my life, not just a relationship, but like my friends, my family. I mean, you guys know I do with like the homeless people downtown. I like doing for people because it does bring a smile to their face. But I have yet to meet somebody who is willing to do that for me too. And that sucks because I am out there trying to, keep people,
make people happy.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, you can be the only person that makes you happy. But in like the minimalistic aspect of it, you can make somebody else smile who's having a bad day. And I like to do that. I like to bring a smile to people's face. I like to give them a reason to maybe reflect later and think, maybe life isn't as bad as I thought it was. I like to be that to somebody. But there aren't many people who want to do that in this world because they're selfish or lazy. One of the two or combination of both. Pick it. But you're saying like, my hands are sweaty. I don't want to hold your hand. Like that's lazy. If that's really what it is, just get off your ass and go wash your hands.
See, that's like, everything.
Right.
To me, when I think of like a person cheating, to me, stems from you being selfish.
Selfish and lazy. Too lazy to put in the effort at home and selfish to just go out and do it somewhere else.
You have a very high level of distrust. Why? Because you don't want to put in the effort to trust anybody. Mm-hmm. It's easy for you to just distrust people. You don't want to put in the effort or give somebody that leeway. You're selfish. So what you gonna do? Just distrust people and then just play your cards close to your chest, so you never put yourself out there. That's selfish. Right. Now, if that's who you want to be, though, let me say this: that's who you want to be, and that's who you are. Not knocking that. You should stay to your motherfucking self, though. Not
and
knocking
be aware
who you
of
are.
It.
You should just, you know what I mean?
Be aware of who you are. Be aware of what you don't bring to the table, and don't bring it to the table.
But as far as a relationship go, in a team effort, in my personal opinion, everything ends up coming out in the wrong way due to at some point or at its core to a level or degree of selfishness. You got to give.
To a
You got to give.
declaration of decree.
You know what I mean? And what's crazy is if you give enough, you don't really always have to give. It'll just be second nature to where you don't really feel like you're doing anything for your mate. It's just, it is what it is. She thirsty. You get her something to drink. She ain't feeling good. You go get her some soup. I don't feel like I'm really doing anything. That's regular shit. Like, you got to get out of that level of selfishness to where it's just regular. You do for people because you expect them to do for you. Or not because you expect them to do for you, because they already do for you. Now, if the person don't do shit for you, then, hey, man, you got the right to return the favor if that's the case. You know what I mean? I don't really do the tit for tat, but shit, it makes us even. Two wrongs don't make it right, but it makes us even. I believe in that. I treat people the way I want to be treated. Everybody should do the same. And that goes into, if someone does shit for you, you got to be willing to do shit for them.
Well, I
Period.
think maybe we've touched on this topic a little bit, maybe a few weeks ago, but like in the world, there are givers, takers, and matchers. You got people who just naturally give, who are naturally selfless. You got people who are naturally selfish. And then you got people who are the tit for tat. You got people who, you do for me, I do back for you. And there's nothing wrong with being any one of those things as long as you are aware of who you are. And if you are a taker, you should probably in a relationship at least aim to be a matcher. At the very least, aim to be a matcher. Because who wants to be in a relationship with somebody who doesn't at least get something out of it? Like, I mean, whether it's love or affection or something, something out of it. So if you're only taking, that person's going to end up leaving you at some point. That's what's going to end up coming down to. You want this person in your life because they're giving, and then
somebody gonna take them.
Yep, someone's gonna take them.
You can be at home, you know what I mean, eating tubs of ice cream in your drawers in your mom's attic, jerking off to old Pinky videos on Pornhub. I'm not talking from personal experience or anything, you know what I mean? That's all hypothetical, theoretical. Shit, you know what I mean?
Do it to the current ones?
I may see the one lately. Hey, man, we talk about that off mic, though. Listen.
What the hell?
That's my 2 cents. You know what I mean? Anybody want to add anything? So just your topic. You want to close it out, or you good? You got something else you want to add on that, or you good?
No, you
just be mindful of other folks. That's all I'm gonna say. Treat people like I said.
But I feel like we didn't touch on the topic of
that you want to be treated.
Men and women, though.
Where's the what?
Where's the disconnect?
Well, okay,
to me, the
what
disconnect
do you mean
is
by
the
disconnect?
selfishness. To me, that's my disconnect. Not mine is in my personal relationship. That's to me, the disconnect is the selfishness.
That's like
we can't match and be together. Like there's a level of friction, and it's normally due to the selfishness that one person won't do for the other in some way, shape, or form, and that could be in a lot of different ways.
Okay, so that's the reason why the relationships don't work.
Like
but maybe that's not what you mean by disconnect. Do you mean like that we just don't understand things the same way, or what do you mean by disconnect?
Yeah.
Like, who?
Soldier.
I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The disconnect would be different. That's why the question was, what do you all think is the disconnect? Is it Soldier felt like it was maybe trust?
Well,
that's the disconnect. I feel like it's selfishness is the disconnect to why couples can't be what we think couples could be if this was fixed. If this was right. I'm mad at you. I don't want to talk to you.
If Soldier's saying the question wasn't really answered, I'm wondering if maybe what you mean, Soldier, by disconnect is not exactly what we're talking about then. What do you mean by disconnect? Not like what the disconnect is, but what is your definition of disconnect?
In a relationship. Or, like I said, what do you think to each individual, what do y'all think the disconnect is? Or what you think is the biggest reason why we having this, why it's so hard for men and women to work out nowadays?
Like
I would say
I could name a lot of shit. I could say cheating. I could say trusting.
Yeah, that's what I was
issues. Say. I could say, you know what I mean, communication is probably one of the biggest things. But I personally try to break that down to the root and say selfishness, because I personally think when I think about it in the long term, or think about it hard, everything else to me, stems from somebody being selfish. The lack of communication or somebody not talking stems from somebody was being selfish. Cheating, to me, stems from somebody being selfish. The trusting issue stems from somebody being selfish.
I don't know if I
Everything that I
agree
can
with you on
name.
the communication part, because I think that some people who don't communicate don't realize that they're not communicating effectively. They think they are communicating, but they're not being clear, at least not clear to the person that they're speaking to or communicating to if it's not a spoken conversation. I mean, there are other ways
See, but
to
the thing about that is, it wouldn't matter if you was aware you was doing it or not. Doesn't stem from the fact or the root was you're still being selfish, whether you just don't know that you're being selfish. And here goes, a lot of people don't know that they're being selfish. Not saying all. There's a lot of people that don't think what they're doing is selfish. There's a lot of dudes out here who has multiple girlfriends who don't think having multiple girlfriends is them being selfish. Or them telling another woman, like, yeah, it's just me and you, but having a mistress, having a girl on the side.
Well,
They don't think that's being selfish.
Because that's being
You can sit down
too.
and explain it to them like, nah, this is what you're doing. You're trying to have your cake and eat it too. And they still wouldn't understand that. They'd be looking at you like.
Okay, but let's
what the
talk
fuck
in
is
an
that?
actual relationship. If there's a problem in a relationship, and let's say, I mean, just because, you know, that's where my mind goes, let's say it's sexual. And I sit down and I tell my partner, this is what I'm missing. This is what I need to be better in the bedroom. And you say X, Y, and Z, and you think that you were clear with what you said, but nothing ever really changes. And then I feel like a broken record. I don't keep on the topic because I feel like I've communicated myself very clearly, and they think they understood me clearly, but nothing ever changes. So I'm stuck frustrated, and they're stuck thinking they don't
So
know
you
what
don't have
they're
a
going
no
wrong.
communication.
Right.
Then
That's what I'm saying. Like,
you have a miscommunication.
exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Communication is a broad thing to talk about. So it's not a selfish thing always. Communication is
But I
really
didn't say
important.
always.
No,
I
I
didn't say
know.
always.
I know, but you said that communication comes from being selfish. So
Yeah, but so does cheating. But cheating could be different. We said it before that even if your girlfriend allowed you to have another girlfriend, that's still cheating. We've said that in the party before. Someone has said that in the party before. Doesn't change the fact that it's still selfish. Because can she go have a boyfriend? Can she go get penis from somewhere else?
Nope.
Or is that too much? If she can, then hey, you good. But if you say no, then you're being selfish. Whether you know it or not. Hey, man, but she said it's cool. Hey, I'm not saying she didn't.
It got to be.
But when I was talking about communication, I'm talking about the lack thereof.
It has
not
to be
miscommunication.
with both
Again,
parties.
out of all these scenarios, nothing is ever 100%. So I always try to reiterate that, hey, this is not everybody. This is a wild majority. It's not everybody. This is a wild fucking majority of what's going on. Because we're talking about the disconnect, the actual disconnect. Your situation might be miscommunication.
Yeah, no. So I guess my point was that, like, I agree with you that selfishness is a big issue. And my take would be that communication is the bigger issue because it goes from miscommunication to the selfishness. Like, if this is, I think I'm being communicative. I think that he understood me. He thinks she understood him, and, you know, keep on going on. And then I get to the point where I'm like, well, fuck it. If I'm not getting what I need, I'm going to get it from somewhere else. And it turns into selfishness. So I don't disagree with you. Just my take on it is that communication is the bigger issue than selfishness. Because I think selfishness comes from a lack of communication once you're already in a relationship. Now, beforehand, you know, before you're in that committed relationship, yeah, selfishness is across the board. 2020, most people are selfish. But once you're already in that relationship, I think the disconnect comes from the lack of understood communication.
Because I can argue that we don't know what that miscommunication is from the other side. So let's say me and mines is having a dispute, a debate, if we shall, and we're at odds about it. So is it a miscommunication on me not getting my point across or her not getting her point across to me for me to see what she's saying or what she means or vice versa? Or is it coming from, I really don't care what the fuck she's saying in the first place?
No, like you said before, it's situational.
That's what I'm saying. That we don't know. I can sit here and have this debate with her. She won't know in my head or in my heart that I don't care what she's talking about. It's hard to know what that, we can have a miscommunication, what that miscommunication stems from. If I feel like I'm blatantly saying and simplifying what I mean by what I'm saying, but you're still not getting it, then it's almost like, well, I feel like, what's the reason why you're not getting it? Because I'm not understanding how you're not getting what I'm saying. So it's like, when you simplify it, it's like, when you tell somebody the sky is blue, they're like, nah, man, it's like a teal turquoise. Nah, nigga, it's blue. Come outside. Let me show you it's blue. Take them outside. Look, it's blue. And they like, man, but still, it's like, all right, you playing stupid? You fucking with me? There's no way that you can't tell me that that's not fucking blue. Did you go to school? Do you know your colors? Because now I'm going to feel like you just playing me for a sucker. Yeah. So it's like, when you break something down so far, and again, we're talking about grown-ass adults, there should be no way that individual can't understand what you're saying.
I disagree with that. Because...
I don't see how.
I'm with Kate. I'm with Kay.
Because the thing is that, like, when you're talking about adults, you're not just talking about black and white. There's a whole gray spectrum that's there.
Yeah.
Of what?
All right, let's just take
everything that encompasses a life.
Yeah.
No, listen to what I just said.
I mean, no, hold up. We want to talk real life shit. Like, I mean, we can recap my personal situation. I won't throw names out there. I don't know who the hell's going to hear this, but somebody from my past that you guys know about that's still in my life, he kept telling me that he wasn't ready for a relationship. But we had already had the relationship started. So once we got there, I was confused. I went a little crazy, I guess. I don't know. Because I was confused. Because his words might have said one thing, but like the actions of where we were and how we were interacting together didn't match with the words that were coming out of his mouth. So there's a whole level of confusion there on my part where he thinks he's being 100% clear. Now, recently we did have a better conversation about it, got everything out on the table. It felt black and white to me. I understood it better after we had, a more in-depth conversation. This is months later. But like in the moment, there's emotions tied to this. Things are not black and white when emotions are tied to things. So you saying like the sky is blue, that's a color. Yeah, that's concrete. That's something that's like legit. I know that was just like a hypothetical situation, but that's a concrete. Emotions are not concrete. Emotions don't fall on black or white. Emotions fall in the middle because we all feel differently. We all live
Who's talking
differently.
about emotions, though?
That's what a relationship is. When you get
That's not what we're talking about, though.
Communication in a relationship is based on emotions.
Communication and emotions is two different things.
The emotions get tied to that communication.
That's your fault.
No, you're talking about having. You just said.
What I just said is someone in communicating, two people communicating, and you're simplifying what you want. That's me telling the person that the sky is blue. I'm simplifying it because he didn't understand. So cool. You're not understanding what maybe I mean by blue. I don't know what I'm saying. Maybe it's my accent or some shit. Let me take you outside, nigga. Look in the fucking sky. You see where I'm pointing? The sky. That thing right there. That's blue. That's the color blue. You've never seen it before. That's me simplifying as a communication point. Simplifying what I want or what I need from you at the basis. And if you still don't understand that,
we got overcast.
Form, something is wrong.
Because
at that point in time, I gotta assume that's not a miscommunication because I'm talking and I'm simplifying what I'm saying. I'm not misinterpreting or misspeaking what I'm saying to you that's blue. You're misunderstanding. Why are you misunderstanding something simple? 2 + 2 is 4. If you're not there's no emotion in communication. We're talking.
The louder
at the simplest
that you
degree.
say,
if I'm saying 2 + 2 is 4, and you're not understanding, your emotions shouldn't be misinterpreting that it's not 4.
Why is everybody yelling and going off?
Right.
He's heated.
Because I'm not understanding. This is what I'm saying.
But here
2 + 2 is 4. Your emotion shouldn't change the answer.
Ice, herein lies communication being tied to emotion. You're showing it right now. You're getting a little heated because I'm telling you from a different side.
Because you're not understanding the simplest thing, which would lead me to believe that there's a disconnect with you if you're not understanding the basics.
But on
of
my
2 + 2 is 4.
on my
You're
end,
arguing with me that it's not
Somebody
4.
invite.
on my end, there's a disconnect with what you're seeing from me, but I'm not getting emotions involved on my
I'm not
end.
saying you are. You
But-
just brought up emotions in a
Yes.
conversation about talking, communicating
because
with your partner.
because they are involved with a partner.
And I'm telling you there shouldn't be. If they are, then you are wrong.
No. That's human nature.
It's not human nature.
It
That's
is.
your nature.
You are exemplifying human nature right now by getting
No, I'm
loud
not,
with
because
me.
I'm not understanding. Because this goes back to what I just said. If someone don't understand the basics, then there's something wrong with them. Not a miscommunication at that point in time.
It is a miscommunication.
Me communicating is me pointing, go there. That's communicating. If you don't do nothing, that's not you miscommunicating back. There is no miscommunicating. I told you to go there and I pointed to exactly where I wanted you to go. Maybe I said go there and you don't know where the fuck to go because I just said, hey, go there. That's the miscommunication on my part. Where do I want you to go? Oh, I'm pointing over here. Go here to that corner of the room. And you don't go. And you stand there like you don't understand what I'm saying in the simplest form of go there. And I'm giving you the blatant direction. And you're not understanding. That's not a miscommunication. Because you're not understanding for whatever reason. That's a breakdown on your part. Not a miscommunication. I'm not miscommunicating. I find it hard to believe that a 30-year-old don't understand me pointing to a corner and telling them to go there.
You keep talking about concrete situations. Your examples are concrete situations.
I just brought off your situation. You said we broke this down in the simplest form. I told him what I wanted.
Yes.
And then he acted like he understood. Then we had another conversation and he told me whatever so-and-so, and we had a better conversation. That's what you said.
But you're talking about...
said y'all still not getting it.
But you're
There's a miscommunication.
What I mean by...
I said, and my response was something simple, was, is it a miscommunication if you're saying that you broke it down simple? Or did you not break it down?
I think
if
that
you did break it down the way you said you did, then how is that person not understanding? Then I interpret it on the other person's side saying you don't know.
In conversation don't let the other person speak when there's a chance to speak, and there's a lack of communication going on because only one party is getting to voice their opinion about the matter.
No, you voiced your opinion. I listened to you talk about you and old boy in both situations the whole time. I intook that. Now I'm giving my response to that, which you can respond afterwards. I'm going off the information you told me again. I'm not misinterpreting anything. You said this on the podcast. You said y'all broke it down, unless you didn't break it down in the simplest form. But that's what you said you did. Y'all did in your conversation, and then had a better conversation later that y'all both took from, okay, this is what it is. But for some reason, you're still having that issue. Only thing I said after that was, and I didn't say anything about him or you. I said, maybe that person don't want to understand what you're saying, is what I said. At that point in time, that's not a miscommunication. That's when I said, maybe that person, because we'll never know, don't give a fuck about what you're saying. That's what I said.
Right.
You will never know because you're not in their shoes. You could break it down to me, and that's me telling the guy, hey man, this shit is blue pointing up. But if he don't care to know or give a fuck about what I'm saying, it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter how much proof that I showed him. It wouldn't matter. My communication skills wouldn't matter. We don't know how he feels about what the fuck you're saying, or vice versa. Because if we two adults in a relationship trying to make each other happy, and we just had a conversation about what each other wants and broke it down in its simplest form, and we walk away with the understanding, why would I come back to the table to not do shit that you just said? Unless I didn't care. You said, hey man, listen, this is what I need from you. Only thing I need from you. Hold my hand sometimes, kiss me, rub my back. A year down the road, I don't do shit you just asked me to do. The whole year. Is it lack of communication? At some point in time, you got to assume that the person don't care.
Don't give a damn.
We're not talking about 15, 16, 7-year-olds, 17-year-olds who don't understand relationships. We're talking about grown-ass people. It wouldn't matter what your background is as a grown-ass individual. At some point in time, you got to take responsibility for your own actions. We're talking about people in the mid-20s, late 20s, early 30s, mid-30s, late 30s. You don't know what love is. A woman telling you this is what I need from you, to hold my hand, to rub my back sometimes, and you sit back there and motherfucker tell you that they don't understand. That's a miscommunication. Not a fucking miscommunication. You don't give a fuck. That's not a miscommunication no more. That's if y'all had that conversation and walked away with that understanding. That's what I was saying earlier. But at some point in time, how far can you break down 2 + 2 is 4?
Right. And I do agree with you. I do agree with you. That's what I'm saying. I'm not disagreeing fully with you. But I think that in communication, there is, even if you don't want there to be, or even if you don't think there should be, you personally, there is often emotion that's brought to the table with that. People's feelings
and all
get
I
hurt.
said about that is if that's the case, then you're wrong.
Okay, so fine.
You can't let your feelings misinterpret information someone is giving to you, or that's on you. If you're not hearing what I'm saying based on your communication or based on your feelings, you're not hearing what I'm telling you, that's your fault. If I'm telling you, hey man, listen, you my girl, but I like to cheat sometimes. I like to fuck off. I like to do this, that, and the other. She like to do shit that you don't like to do. Period. It ain't gonna stop. If you letting your feelings get in the fact in the way of me putting the hands on you, you being physically abused, verbally abused, me cheating on you, having kids on you, you letting your feelings get in the way of that, that's on you. That's your fault. It's not a miscommunication. I told you what it was. That's on you. So if your feelings are getting in the way of a communication to someone, that's valuable information. Normally, most communication in the relationship is valuable information. If your feelings is getting in the way of that or misinterpreting that, you got to separate that. And the reason you have to separate that is because you need to know what's being said. Right. You need to know what information is being put out so you can act accordingly.
So to get back to my original point where I said like communication is like the most important, I agree with you. But because people do let their emotions get in the way of the communication, that's why I stand by my stance of communication being the bigger issue than selfishness. Again, not discrediting the fact that you feel that way. I get where you're coming from 100%. But there's a way to communicate, and part of being in a relationship is learning the other person's communication and learning to talk to them and speak with them in a way that's not going to let their emotions take hold of them the best that you can. And so I think communication is the bigger factor, because if you can communicate clearly and in a way that's not putting them in a position that they feel attacked, that they fully do understand what you're saying, then I think that there's less chance that the selfishness is going to take over. And like if it is a sexual problem, you guys can figure that out. There's no reason to cheat then if you can figure it out. If it's holding hands, or if it's like an emotional issue and I need you to be there for me when I get home from work and let me vent to you, or, just hold me or hug me because I had a bad day. All right, we can work through that. We can get through it. We can be there for each other. It's no longer a selfishness issue, or it doesn't have to become a selfishness issue because we were able to properly communicate with each other what both of our needs are in any given situation. But because emotions do get involved in communication too much, like you said, they shouldn't, but because they do, we have a lot of communication issues. I won't even call it a miscommunication, because you're right. It's not a miscommunication, but it's still a communication issue, because emotions are getting involved and emotions are taking hold of the other person when you're trying to express what you need from them to make this work the best that it possibly can. And if they're not taking from it what you want them to take from it, if they're only taking from it what their emotions are allowing them to take from it, then you as a person, if you want the relationship to work, might need to work on your communication style with them, because everybody communicates differently.
See, but here's the thing with that, though. Here's my rebuttal for that. In a relationship that I could communicate, selfishness leads to a variety of things that could be or go wrong. Communication is just one aspect. I could communicate with you and still turn around and do everything that selfishness is telling me to do. It wouldn't matter. Then at that point in time, which is why I said people need to just not be selfish. That's something that you need to work on you in doing. Each individual. Communication, I could tell you any motherfucking thing. Now at this point in time, you just trusting that I'm telling you the truth, that I love you, that I really want to be with you. Don't change the fact that my selfishness just got me out here cheating, gambling with your money, just lost our house, all types of shit. I got alcohol. I'm an alcoholic. You don't know. I'm popping pills, lying to you. You don't know. All this stems from me being selfish. I don't really want to tell you. But you're just trusting at this point in time that, hey, I'm communicating here. He talked to me every day. But what am I telling you? telling you shit.
Mm-hmm.
I could communicate like crazy, and still everything will be wrong, stemming from selfishness. Even me lying to you in our communication stems from me being selfish. Because I don't want you to leave. Or I want you to still be there for me. I want you to bail me out of jail. I'm planning on getting locked up tomorrow. I mean, 2 nickel bags of weed. I'm trying to get this off. That's why I say that's why I say I would pick selfishness, because it floods into a variety of different things. If I try to break it down to its root, like, damn, why am I lying? Why am I cheating? Why am I just in my own zone and just not talking to her when she feels like she needs to talk? Why am I not there when she don't feel good? Why am I everywhere else when she don't feel good? Or when
I
she
thought you were about to get into the Eddie Guerrero.
why am I, you know what I mean? Why am I just not doing any of the things I'm supposed to be doing to make this relationship work? I only got to do.
They don't give a fuck.
Normally stems from someone being selfish at its core, selfishly. I'm not thinking about just the selfishness as the regular definition. I'm thinking about any and everything that can be wrong in somebody's relationship stems from them not doing something to please the other person, stems from or goes back to, at its core, somebody just not wanting to. So you just being selfish, which is, hey, it is what it is. But again, I get the importance of communication, but that's someone not fixing themselves. You putting your hands and you putting your emotions in their hands to just trust that they're gonna tell you whatever they want to tell you. Communication, for the most part, is normally talking. For the most part, not all, but for the most part, it's talking about our problems, talking about my day, talking about how we're gonna move forward, how we're gonna do this, talking about work, talking about the kids, what we want out of this relationship. Hey, you know what I mean? Like, but then you also got to trust that everything that person telling you is legit, and it cannot be.
Telling you anything.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of this shit could be false. Like how many, like we've talked about before, a lot of relationships, everyone want to put their best face forward. Like, I'm not gonna show you who I really am. I'm gonna show you what I wanted you to see. It's human nature. Show you what I want you to see so I can get you because I like you. That don't mean that's who I am. I can communicate that to you. Say, hey man, yeah, I'm a good guy. I work hard. I do this, that, and the other, so and so, and be the motherfucking devil. Just cause. So, but by that time, you're already borderline in a relationship. By the time this communication or miscommunication stems from. I want people to get themselves together way before you get to that point. I want people to just be less selfish. And if you're going to be selfish with another selfish motherfucker. Mm-hmm. Or just not be in a relationship. If you just want to be out here, you don't have to be in a relationship. You can just be out here.
Yeah, but if you're talking to people who are selfish, if they're selfish by nature, they don't care what you say or anybody else says. You're selfish, don't be in a relationship. They don't give a shit because they're selfish. So,
no, well, I'm not telling nobody listen to me.
Right? No,
everybody can do what the fuck they want to.
That's the problem with selfishness.
What we've seen in the past, you pay for that later on. Everyone pays for that later on. When you by yourself and you lonely and you're in motherfucking 40s or 50s, something happened to you, you in the hospital laid up on your deathbed for whatever the fuck reason, and ain't nobody in that motherfucker with you because you done did everybody wrong, you pay for it. God forbid something happens, you go to jail, don't nobody come visit you, you pay for it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. When you down bad and need a helping hand and ain't nobody trying to do shit for you, you pay for it. So you can be selfish, but majority of the time, it's going to come back around. Yeah. It's going to come back around at the end. The longer you take to come out of that, the harder it's going to be for you in your later years. And you get this time period to be selfish. Everybody can do whatever the fuck they want to, late teens, early 20s, whatever the case is. But going into your 30s, you need to be coming out of that. Going into your 30s, you should be coming out of that. And I'm not telling you don't be selfish at all, because everybody going to have some level of selfishness in them.
And to an extent, everybody should have some level of selfishness.
Yeah, you have to worry about yourself. Me worrying about my health is selfish. Because I'm not thinking about the family at that point in time. Not saying my family needs to be thought about. But at that point in time, I'm not thinking about them. I'm being selfish. I'm thinking about my health, thinking about work, thinking about the future, thinking about real estate, thinking about a whole lot of shit. It's selfishness. And to a degree, that's cool. Not all selfishness is bad.
Right.
if it benefits the majority or your relationship. I want to get a better job so me and my girl can buy a house. I want to make more money so me and my girl and my kids can own some shit.
And sometimes selfishness is not a bad thing if it does end a relationship. I'm going to do me, and if it makes this relationship be bad, and I don't mean do me like I'm going to go out and like cheat and stuff, but I'm not getting what I need here, so I'm just going to, like what I did. I started going to the gym. I took my time. When my relationship was going bad, he wasn't there for me. I let the gym be there for me. I took my selfish time. That was me time. I did my own thing. I got my health and my body right. Or, well, it's not right,
You got
but
your body right, huh?
it's
Okay.
better.
Show the pictures on your OnlyFans.
OnlyFans coming up next.
Mm-hmm.
Tater tatas.
Have that PayPal ready.
But like I'm saying, like, so even if it ends up ending a relationship because you chose yourself when they weren't choosing you to because of the selfishness or miscommunication or whatever it was that took place, if you decide that it's time for you to choose you because nobody else is choosing you, I don't think that's bad either. It comes with its own set of consequences, and you got to be aware of consequences because everything has a consequence, whether it's good or bad. But we have to take care of ourselves. So being selfish isn't bad. It can be bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can be good if it benefits you as far as moving up in life, period, in general, in any way, shape, or form, or benefits your family in any way, shape, or form.
So I hear where you're coming from with the selfishness. I agree with it prior to being in a relationship. I think that selfishness is a factor of issues in a relationship as well, a huge factor. I'll stand by my stance for this conversation with in a relationship. I stand by the fact that communication is the bigger issue than selfishness, but I hear you.
Yeah, that's on you. Hey, I'm not here to change anybody's mind about anything. Just the understanding what I'm saying. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. Maybe I can't get my point across. Damn, we almost at 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Like I said,
if we finna talk about this OnlyFans shit, or we gonna say that?
Are we talking about OnlyFans stuff for real?
Soldier wanted to talk about OnlyFans shit. If not, we gonna close this joint out.
We'll do it next time.
Well, didn't it tie into this conversation a little bit, Soldier?
He went to sleep. He went to sleep.
I unmuted his shit. Soldier.
He went to sleep. I'm telling you. Wake up, Soldier.
You're gonna fucking sleep at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. You should go over there and wake him up. You stay close to him.
Going over there and wake him up. I got a husband there. Don't kill me.
I don't. What's the address? I'll go get him.
I gotta look at that. Yeah. So share your location.
He muted himself again. He's done with this.
No, he was muted. I unmuted him, and then I just muted him again.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna say this to everybody, and then I'm gonna pop off. Everybody needs to respect themselves and each other. You know, grow to learn, and learn to grow, and love one another. We need a lot of that. And for that, I'm out. I get off this.
And don't stalk Ronisha 04 on Xbox. Although she is a girl and she loves to play Xbox, she don't like people stalking her. You know what I mean? Following her from a distance, sending her penises pictures on her Xbox. She loves that type of shit, but she won't tell nobody.
No, you gotta wait a minute. What the hell?
You gotta hit her up on her OnlyFans page for that.
I thought you was leaving. This is me and Katie talking to the people.
Look. Don't be listening. Whatever.
Oh my God.
You can hit Isha up on her OnlyFans. It's Isha04.
I don't have that. I ain't no
$49.99.
Look, I got it.
You want some
0469?
You want some special pictures, you know what I mean?
They are crazy.
Get the premium package, the platinum package.
What's a fucking premium? Wait a minute now.
If you want the, you know what I mean? Isha, I thought you was leaving.
I am leaving, but then y'all talking shit about me. Wait.
We're not talking shit. We're just trying to boost your fans.
No. Y'all the one that's on Pornhub.com and all that other nonsense. I
Nah,
got a
they don't
whole
pay you enough on
husband.
False
Pornhub.
accusation. That's slander, defamation of character, ma'am.
Well, y'all slandering and decoration of character. Whatever the fuck is.
You getting decorated on your OnlyFans page? Got that pearl
Decorating
necklace?
Miguel's face.
Oh shit! Y'all heard it here
I
first.
love
Isha
y'all. I
0269.
see y'all. How you turn this
All right,
thing
Isha.
off? How I get out?
I'll mute you, and then I'm about to end it in a second anyway. Later.
Yeah.
All right, see you, baby.
Why are you coming back here
Yeah.
now, Soldier? We're already done.
That was
That's
Ronisha
all.
02, everybody. This is your boy Leonard Anderson, future Young Soldier 93. You can follow him on what you want them to follow you on, Soldier.
Follow me on YouTube. You know what I mean. Your boy got a couple 100,000 views on there. You know what I mean. Not not too many subscribers, but you know, Young Soldier 93 on YouTube. Same way spelled. You know what I mean. No
And
space.
This is KTG. You know what I mean? KTG.
You
You
can
want
hit me
them to
up on
follow you on
Xbox
anything,
KTG 1987 if you want to. There will be an OnlyFans page. We'll talk about that next time.
How much you gonna pay?
This is
How much
boy
you
Leonard
charge?
Anderson, man, aka LA Styles. Catch me on YouTube at
We'll
Ice
talk about it
Revolver
next
or
time,
LA
Soldier.
Styles. Follow me on Xbox at Ice Revolver. It's either Ice Revolver or LA Styles on everything. On everything.
Also check out AAA Gaming.
Yeah, AAA Gaming Network on Facebook Gaming.
Find me
Yeah.
at
But yeah, man, y'all gonna be able to make sure you check this out. You're gonna hear this everywhere. Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitchers. Wherever you want to see it at, you can see it or listen to it. The video is probably gonna only be my video. It'll probably be on YouTube. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, man. We're gonna bring you some more entertaining stuff, man. Some more arguments. KDG always got some bullshit going on. Soldier got some bullshit going on.
You may be looking for some animators
Katie
down the
be
road.
pissing me off for some of the shit she be saying. So
I don't know why I
pretty
piss
sure y'all
you
be
off. You just
entertained. I
don't
don't know
listen.
what
Communicate.
man, I think it's white women. White women just pissing me
Hey
off.
man,
Hold up. Hold up.
Pissing
Hey,
me
man,
off,
look,
dog.
we trying to close this out. What are
What
you
you talking about, dog?
Hold up.
What you talking about?
You can't drop that at the end of this.
Yeah, I did. We
No.
ended. Peace.